Principal, you know, regional minister or principal, you know, or minister for local government, what can minister for interior, Sampa mo kwa chinipa. Oh yeah. Na mo kwa chifa. Na regional minister na Fred Judge holiday no afre say one remand wo. Yeah. Na me ka kire no wone ne nkrofo anya minister mre ye ninka so. Why? And then when you 2 minutes, mo fanya de mo pe.
2 minutes na ba abedi musam nti no mo pe bia mo fanya.
Why? Na Sampa hini wonwu. Krono so na di obekọ ho nso.
Some of them has been transferred to the north. I mean, just to serve, I mean, as a kind of punishment for them, so that when they realize that what they did was wrong, and they bring them back to Accra.
Even that apology is bogus, because how do you apologize and say it has come to my attention? You've opened your mouth to say something, you are apologizing and say it has come to my attention. Didn't you know what you said? Parliament did us a great disservice by not vetting her.
We should ask the minority.
Because
why?
Because I think I would have seen all of these things. And
Hello and welcome to Good Evening Ghana. Political tensions are rising as the NDC gears up to elect their newest flag bearer. In the heat of this, Asiedu Nketia has made certain comments on which Paul has strong opinions on. Let's hear what he has to say.
We've seen what has happened with the Asiedu Nketia conversation. Now, all what is happening is that Asiedu Nketia, the chairman of the NDC, is inexperienced. That's why he's having the problems he's having. We saw the videos from the north. We're going to show it to you when he spoke in Haruna Idris's constituency, Haruna Idris's response, Muntaka's response. It's all because Johnson Asiedu Nketia is completely inexperienced. I know it's difficult to take this information that Asiedu Nketia, who has been a deputy minister since Rawlings, he has been for maybe 5 or 4 terms general secretary of the NDC, 1-term chairman of the NDC. How do you call such a person inexperienced? But yes, he's inexperienced. Politics has different facets, you see. He's inexperienced in being the party chairman of a ruling party. He doesn't understand that at all. That's why he's having problems. And after this editorial, you're going to see that based on the things that have happened over the weekend, and based on what has happened on Sunday with President Mahama sending Keselato Force into Benin, if you put all of those things together, we can confidently project that Asiedu Nketia's ambition to be the NDC flag bearer is almost out. He has one leg out of the flag bearership. He used to have both legs in. He used to be the unassailable leader. But based on everything that has happened and based on what we are going to tell you, Asiedu Nketia's one leg is almost out. Welcome to this editorial.
Toils of the brave and the sweat of their labors. Toils of the brave which have brought results.
With what we mean by inexperience. So when a party is in opposition, okay, when a political party is in opposition, it's different from when a political party is in government. When a political party is in opposition, the most important people are those who have been elected. Elected flag bearer of the party, very, very important. Elected general secretary of the party, important. Elected chairman of the party, very important. Elected members of parliament of the party are very important. Elected regional officers, elected constituency officers, they are important. Why are they important? Because politics has 3 things: money, influence, and power. You can look at it the other way around. Power, influence, and money. Or influence, power, and money. That's politics. When you're in opposition, you don't have power. And you probably don't have money. What is left is influence, which is also very substantial, okay? Now, that influence is with the people who have been elected. The elected party chairman is the boss. He's very, very powerful. The elected flag bearer is very important. The elected people, they are important. That's why you heard Asiedu Nketia say that the changes that occurred in Parliament, removing Haruna Idrisu and Muntaka, were done by him. He was the party chairman. He even suggests that the flag bearer, the elected flag bearer, may not have been in agreement, but he called the shots. In fact, he called himself the coach. He said he's the coach. He's the coach sitting and making the changes for the team. The flag bearer is part of the team. He's the captain. And then the rest play. And he's the coach as party chairman in opposition. So we really have to understand that. In opposition, the most important people, like you see the MPP today, the most important people in the MPP carrying and holding the influence are those who have been elected. Elected party chairman when they elect in September, elected regional officers, regional chairman and his people when they elect in September, elected constituency officials, some of whom will be elected soon, elected polling station executive. Everybody who is elected carries influence in an opposition party. It's not the same for a government party. I'm going to explain why. When you become government, from an opposition party to government, you are the party chairman, Johnson Asiedu Nketia. You carry the most influence in opposition. In government, you don't. Why do I say so? So in government, you have Jubilee House. Okay. Jubilee House holds the president, the vice president, the chief of staff. These days, you can add secretary to the president. They are controlling influence. They have more influence than the party chairman. They have more money than the party chairman. And they have more power than the party chairman. The three move together. So if you are party chairman, you are not the president. He holds executive authority of the whole country. He shares that with the vice president. The chief of staff instructs ministers who also share the president's executive power. The secretary to the president is always with the president and is making important decisions. So all of them are more powerful than the party chairman. It hasn't ended there. When you move from Jubilee House in Kanda, there's a huge edifice sitting in Kanda called Ministry of Finance. That's another major power block. It holds the Minister for Finance and Economic Planning. He controls the money and he reports only to the president. He doesn't report to anybody else. He reports only to the president. He's the president's wallet. He's holding the president's wallet. You can think of it like that. That wallet is for the president. That is why when they present budget to parliament, the budget is in the name of the president. It's only the finance minister presents it. The president can present it himself if he wants. He can ask the vice president to present it. You remember, Akufo-Addo asked the majority leader, Mensah Bonsu, to present the budget, and he did. Anybody, the president can ask any official to present the budget because that budget is the president's budget. The Minister for Finance responds only to the president. He does not respond to party chairman at that time. There may be deputy ministers of finance who are also holding authority, chief directors, all of that. Political actors in the Ministry of Finance are more powerful than the party chairman. Move away from Kanda, where you have the Jubilee House and the Ministry of Finance, and come across in Accra to Northridge. You will find another edifice there. It's called the Central Bank. The Bank of Ghana is also occupied by political actors working towards the president. They control the money. They control monetary policy. They have power. They have money. They have influence over the party chairman. So party chairman, you are not there. You are not there at all. And then you come to all the other powerful ministries, Ministry of Energy, Communication, Foreign Affairs. All of those things will tower above the party chairman. But the party chairman still has some respect. So if you want to ask me, the question is, what is the role of a party chairman when the party is in government? The role of a party chairman when a party is in government is a lobbyist role. You lobby. You lobby for yourself if you want. You lobby for people. You lobby for contractors because you have influence. In Fanti, I think they call it Simpapeyi. You are an elder. You don't have real power, but you're an elder that people respect. So you walk into Jubilee House at 11 o'clock in the morning, everybody will be saluting you, oh, party chairman, what are you looking for? I want to see the old man. You climb upstairs to the 4th floor, the old man secretary sees you, oh, party chairman is here. You go to president, oh, a party chairman is here to see you. President will say, oh, let him come, of course. You go to see president, you are going to lobby. So you go and say, Mr. President, this contractor who really helped us, they are not paying him. Charlie, tell your people to pay him. You know, the guy, that rally we did in Tamale, he's the one who paid for everything. He's the one who brought the lights to the rally in Obuasi. Please, you know, sort him out. And then the president might say, okay, party chairman has spoken. He'll call Minister of Finance. Ato, do you know this contractor X? Why are we not paying him? He says, oh, we'll pay next week. So, look, party chairman has come to speak about it. So then you go to communication minister. I say, communication minister, our party officers don't have computers. Can you get us iMac, the latest iMac 2020? Get us about 70 or so. The communication minister can call a contractor who is doing business with the Ministry of Communication and beg him that, look, you are doing business with us. You're going to make a lot of money. Can you spend some of your profit to buy computers for my party people? Party chairman is on my neck. That's the role of a party chairman in government. That's how it is. So Asiedu Nketia is inexperienced. He has misunderstood the role of a party chairman in government. And so he thinks that he's still the party chairman in opposition, making decisions, towering above the flag bearer, deciding who comes to parliament and who doesn't lead parliament, making all of those changes. That time is gone. He's completely inexperienced. He doesn't understand it. And that's the problem he's having. And he's going to have a major problem if he doesn't recoil and become a lobbyist as a chairman of the party in government. Because nobody's going to pander to you. You have less influence. You have less money. You have less power. Who's going to talk to you? That's the problem. Asiedu Nketia is inexperienced, very, very inexperienced in handling party chairman of a party in government. Now, the other thing that is disturbing for Asiedu Nketia is that in this Fourth Republic, there's been only one candidate who has wanted to be presidential candidate, who has been on the opposite side of the Jubilee House or the castle and has won. Often, the castle wins who they want to become presidential candidate. That's been the story globally. Whoever they want to be the next candidate, he wins. If you go to the famous story of England in the 90s, when they pushed Margaret Thatcher out, Margaret Thatcher didn't want Michael Heseltine. Everybody wanted Heseltine. Margaret Thatcher wanted John Major. John Major became the prime minister. That's how it works. It's only Ado Dankwa Akufo-Addo who in 2007 was able to fight off a very major uphill task from the castle against Kufuor and Alan Kyerematen, and he won. But even look at the victory he won. It was short of a second round. But Akufo-Addo was that powerful. His mobilization skills were so strong. And Akufo-Addo had been a national organizer of the party. So that was a really different kettle of fish. And he had a lot of support. So he's the only one in the Fourth Republic and perhaps in long history who has been able to achieve that. If the president doesn't want you to succeed him, half the time, 70%, 85% of the time, you will not succeed him. Asiedu Nketia must get that very clear. So if you want to be presidential candidate of a party, the first vote you have to win is the vote of the sitting president. If you can't get the vote of the sitting president, my brother, forget about it. You're not going anywhere. You can be the biggest of anything. You have to be an Akufo-Addo to be able to ignore the vote of the sitting president and still win. And it was that Akufo-Addo episode that now changed constitutions of political parties in Ghana, where more than 2,000 people are voting for the presidential candidate because they're trying to reduce the influence of presidents, but it hasn't been reduced. Akufo-Addo stood for Bawumia and he won it. The other thing we have to talk about is this, before we get to the videos. When you look at the political trajectory, to be party chairman is a different path from being presidential candidate. Asiedu Nketia must get that very clear. So it's like a road, okay? Or a train that is one way and then branches out into two ways. That's how the political journey is. We all start at the same place and then you branch out into executive government or you branch out into party. So you look at the likes of B.J. Darocha from 1992. Darocha doesn't want to be presidential candidate. No way. He could have, if he wanted to contest in 1992 as a flag bearer to challenge Adu Boahen, Darocha would have been formidable. But he doesn't like that because we are all different. He doesn't want to be presidential candidate or president of the country. He wants to run the party, so he wants to be party chairman. Odoyi Sykes, Peter Ala Ajete, all these people, A.A. Munufi, Alhaji Isifu Ali, Kobna J, they don't want to be presidential candidate at all. They just don't want to be. So they go the path of the party. So if you go the path of the party, you cannot then come around and say that now you want to be presidential candidates. You can't do that. So look at MPP today. You see the likes of Samuel Oku and then these guys. Samuel Oku started as the party, as Akufo-Addo was national organizer before. Samuel Oku started as the party. Samuel Oku has decided that he wants to cut another path. He wants executive government. So he does an executive position at NLA. He goes to parliament. If MPP comes to power, he wants to be a minister, and then he will cut his path from there. He's not going back to be general secretary of the party. No, that is gone as far as he's concerned. Kojo, Ponkroma, and all these are friends. They don't want to be party executives. If Samuel Oku wants to be party executive, he can run for MPP general secretary and win. But that's not the path. He's gone onto the executive path. You decide where you want to go. It's going to be very, very difficult for Asiedu Nketia to navigate that. But before I get to that trajectory, let's look at the videos of what happened. And I'm going to say a few things. Now, let's watch the video from Tamale, the first video early in the morning, where Asiedu Nketia arrived at Haruna Idris's constituency, and listen to what he said.
And I said that we have to change the forward line of parliament. Otherwise, it will be difficult for us to win elections. President Mahama disagreed with me, but I said that, look, you have elected me as chairman of this party. I am the coach of the party going into the election. So let me make the changes that will win us the election. When we win, we all enjoy together. Since I made that change, I say my brother Haruna said somewhere, the other guy, Muntaka, he also said something. Let people come, new people come, and you sit on the bench and watch. There was hell. And people started thinking that somebody who has been my friend for more than 20 years has certainly become my enemy. I said, how can Haruna become my enemy? He cannot become my enemy. But I am a coach, and I must watch how our opponents are playing, so that I also arrange my things for us to be able to win. When we did the arrangement, we went into the election. The victory that NDC got in 2024, have you seen any such victory in Ghana since the beginning of the Fourth Republic? We won. After winning, I told President Mahama that we cannot ignore Muntaka and Haruna in the setting up of our government. So they need to be given big positions. President Mahama agreed, and they gave them big positions. And we are working together. So if you are in Tamale here, and you are forming groups, Haruna group, Asiadun Katia group, and so on, it is not our case. It is your case in Tamale here.
So now you see, Asiadun Katia is being credited with a lot of wisdom. But on this occasion, the wisdom eluded him completely. It departed from him. How do you go to Haruna Iddrisu's constituency? And this matter that is dead and buried, and NDC has won a great victory. Everybody's excited about the victory. This matter is dead and buried. And then you go and resurrect the matter. And you don't resurrect it by apologizing. You resurrect it by telling the people of Tamale South that if you hadn't made those changes, perhaps the NDC would have not won an election. That's an anathema. That's a cardinal sin. You can't do that. That's no wisdom. That's empty wisdom. You can't be a wise man, or you are touted as a wise man, and then you go and do this. You go and sit in Haruna Iddrisu's constituency, and Haruna Iddrisu is a tower in the NDC as far as the North is concerned, and even globally. You go to his constituency, he's not there. And then you tell them that if I didn't remove your brother, we wouldn't have won the election. This NDC election, which is the biggest in the history of the Fourth Republic, cannot be said to have been won by only one aspect. And you see, if you look at President Mahama's appointments, you see that he had recognized that. So appointments have gone to civil society, appointments have gone to journalists, appointments have gone to people who are non-core to the NDC agenda. And these appointments have gone because the president has recognized that the victory that he got and the victory that the NDC got was a victory made of many strands. It wasn't a victory because Asiadun Ketia did this, or he, John Mahama, did that, or Sam George did this. Many people contributed. So all of those aspects of people who contributed have been recognized in the appointments that the president has given. Now, if you're a wise chairman of a party, even if you look at the appointments president has given, you will not go and make that preposterous statement that it was because of your decision to remove somebody. That is why the party won. That if you hadn't removed them, the party would have lost the election. I mean, that is the lowest. I can't see how anybody who is described as a wise man will go and say something like that. But Asiadun Ketia said it. So on that score, he completely failed. You are telling people that your boss, your guy, the guy you adore, the guy who looks after you, and then you come back and say, then I got him a ministerial position. Are you the president? What are you talking about? He's misunderstanding the transition from a party chairman in opposition to party chairman in government. He's completely botched it. It's completely botched. I don't think he can even recover, but maybe he can. I don't know. But it's botched. It's really, really botched on Asiadun Ketia's side. It's very complicated, isn't it? Then Haruna Iddrisu responds. Now, I'm going to show you a few things about Haruna Iddrisu's response that are very critical. First, let's watch the response.
I recall when President came for his thank you tour, not the other thank you tour, the proper thank you tour of President Mahama. Proper thank you tour of President Mahama as President Flag Bearer. What cannot be said, Mr. President, we can say it. A proper thank you of President Mahama Not the curtain raiser one.
You heard Haruna Idris's response. Now, viewers, there's something that I think many I've been sharing with friends over the weekend as we're watching football and all that. But there's something I think you haven't noticed. I'm going to show you the video again as I talk in slow motion. Now, you will see that whereas Haruna Idrisu seems to be referring to President Mahama, the video doesn't show President Mahama. But if you look at the empty chair that you are seeing, President Mahama is sitting right next to it. But the video did not want to show President Mahama. Do you know why? Because this Haruna Idrisu statement is not just about Haruna Idrisu. It's a video orchestrated by many, many powerful people who do not like Asiedu Nketia and do not like this thank you tour he's doing. We have spoken about the thank you tour many, many times. That this thank you tour is doing is not necessary. How can you not be on the ballot? President Mahama has done a thank you tour, and then you're also doing a thank you tour. And Haruna Idrisu puts it fairly and squarely. Now, what about your thank you tour? Now, this concern is not Idrisu Haruna's concern only. It's a concern of a very powerful group within the government of the John Dramani Mahama. That is why the video obscured John Dramani Mahama, because they don't want extraneous matters to cloud the conversation they are having. They want this video to flatten Asiedu Nketia completely. They don't want President Mahama to be in, so we are all going to ask. I will do it. Other media will do it. Look at President Mahama's body language. Look at what he was doing. He was laughing. He was writing. He wasn't listening. All of that, extraneous matters, will cloud the appreciation of the fact that Asiedu Nketia has done something very terrible. So they obscured President Mahama. Asiedu Nketia's handlers must look at that and see that their enemies are more than one. It's not just Idrisu Haruna speaking. It's a system that is determined to flatten Asiedu Nketia once and for all. He must definitely recognize that. Now, let's come back to the road I talked about and how this is going to be very difficult for Asiedu Nketia to win. So, people who chart the chairmanship course, they go chairman. If you look at the Chinese Communist Party, in the communist societies, the president is also the chairman of the party. Kwame Nkrumah, the first president of Ghana, was also the chairman of the CPP. They call it the Central Committee. He was chairman of the Central Committee. They don't have party chairman and president. No, they are in government. And the CPP was formed almost in government. And so Nkrumah had been there from 1951. And he had always been chairman of the Central Committee. The CPP was formed in 48. The next election was 51. They won it. And they won the elections all through till Nkrumah died. And so the Central Committee, which is the main party, Nkrumah was chairman of the CPP Central Committee. He didn't have a chairman. Because when you are in government, it's complicated to have another person who, the Chinese party, their boss, Jinping, he is also the chairman of the Chinese party. Chairman Mao, who founded all of these Chinese Renaissance, was the chairman of the party. And he was a president as well. So that doesn't happen in the Western world, in the democracy that we have inherited. Americans, there's a chairman of the Republican Party. You don't know him. He's there, but you don't know him. Donald Trump is the powerful one. I'm sure there's a chairman of the Conservative and Labour parties. You don't know them because the powerful one is the prime minister, isn't it? Now, Johnson Asiedu Nketia then navigates chairman. So what's going to happen from what our research has showed us is that the system against Asiedu Nketia is going to work such that Asiedu Nketia will probably be the only person on the ballot for the September elections to retain his seat as the NDC chairman. He's definitely going to win, but he'll be the only one on the ballot. He'll win handsomely. He'll win 100%. Now then the question will come, how he navigates himself as an elected second-term chairman to now metamorphose and cross the train, jump over the train into the presidential candidate lane to make himself the presidential flag bearer of the party is an uphill task. It's almost unsurmountable. All the NDC lawyers are going to come after him. Already petitions have started flying. People are going to petition President Mahama. Now, what is this? How can the party chairman, who is supposed to be the chief referee for the contest for the electing a new flag bearer, himself being the flag bearer and wanting to be the flag bearer, entering the rules and guiding the rules, presenting the rules, and then also becoming flag bearer? That's going to happen. And Asiedu Nketia is going to find out that there are many, many people who do not subscribe to what he's doing. You see, when you are chairman in opposition, it's different. Everybody, yes, I, you, because you are the elected chairman. Now this government, everybody has power, money, and influence. How is Asiedu Nketia going to navigate these things? Well, as the days roll by, we will find out how Asiedu Nketia is going to navigate these things. Just before we go, let me show you the protest from Muntake's constituency and the reference Asiedu Nketia made to Muntaka that he's the other guy. The constituents took it very seriously. Here's a letter from the constituents that they wrote about Asiedu Nketia. Let's read it. The concerned constituents of Asawase have watched with utter disgust and disappointment the video circulating from the national chairman of the National Democratic Congress, Johnson Asiedu Nketia, during his thank you tour in the northern region. We acknowledge the chairman's rights, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's get to the important part. To refer to a man of Honorable Muntaka stature, a former chief whip, a seasoned legislator, and now a sitting minister of state as simply the other guy is not a slip of tongue. It is a calculated act of belittlement that we, his constituents, reject in the strongest possible terms. This remark is not only insulting to Honorable Muntaka personally, but is a direct insult to the over 200,000 people of Asawase who have consistently voted for leadership, competence, and dignity. It suggests that the chairman sees our chosen representative as an afterthought. We find this astonishing from someone who holds the highest office in our party. Furthermore, Chairman Asiedu Nketia attempts to justify the removal of those experienced leaders does not grant him the license to descend into personal disrespect. Politics may be a game of numbers and strategy, but basic human respect is non-negotiable. Therefore, we the concerned citizens say as follows, that he should retract immediately, and then in 48 hours you retract. Otherwise, he should not consider Asawase as part of his campaign. This is the battle that Asiedu Nketia has brought upon himself. Let's see how he navigates this. For our money, we think that based on this, his situation is going to be very, very, very difficult.
Through every stage of life, some things simply stay with us. The spirit of never giving up. A throwback to a bygone era when love was service. A silent statement of love. A thoughtful gesture that deepens bonds, balancing work and life. Every drop refreshes, every sip hydrates, just as it should. I am awake, one for life. Drink water, drink awake. Supporting the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert is FDA approved.
As the days come and go, there's always shit. Let colleagues explore all the planetary bodies. Our mission is in Uranus to treat hemorrhoids, anal fistula, anal fissure, anal incontinence, hidradenitis suppurativa, using laser Legasure for pain-free and speedy recovery. On Uranus Street, Accra, is Mintuba Hospital and Coloproctology Center. Trust Uranus with us and we will delight you. Visit Mintuba Hospital today or call us on 0244 581 541.
Finding the ideal property shouldn't be a daunting task. At MNC Properties, we believe everyone deserves a place to call home. That's why we specialize in providing affordable housing options under our flagship project, Fresh Property Joy. Specifically designed for low and medium income earners. Our range of customizable homes includes 2 and 3 bedroom standard and executive options, all meticulously crafted using innovative interlocking brick technology. We understand the importance of simplicity and convenience in the acquisition process. That's why we have designed our procedures to be straightforward and hassle-free, offering flexible payment options tailored to your individual needs. In addition to our affordable homes, we proudly offer litigation-free lands for sale in vibrant and upscale communities that present the perfect opportunity to build your dream home. We are committed to making affordable housing a reality, providing you with the joy of owning a home that meets your budgets and aspirations. Whether you're looking to buy, rent, or invest, we've got you covered. Our service team is ready to assist you on 030-255-1917. MNC Properties.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, a who be here, Semetra Sapapadia to a mammy manful. Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is several by a man swing, and a sense of Mama Hotel so a will bedroom.
Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kel Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Grab your bottle and unleash the taste of Storm Energy Drink. A bold flavor, a big attitude, feel the vibe, own the moment. It's your time to be different. Storm Energy Drink, make your mark. Excessive drinking can be detrimental to health, not recommended for persons under 18 years, lactating mothers, pregnant women, and people sensitive to caffeine. This advert is FDA approved.
Launching BSc Development Economics at the Ghana Christian University College. Study a job-ready university program, BSc Development Economics at the Ghana Christian University College. Job is ready for graduates who possess degrees and certificates in BSc Development Economics, professional certificate in Theoeconomy, certificate in Theoeconomy with business. Enroll at the Department of Theology and Economics at the Ghana Christian University College, Amrahia, Adenta Dodua Road, Accra. Full bursary is available for BSc Development Economics graduates to study master's program at the State University in South Africa. Enroll now. Take advantage of this opportunity to join elite professionals in economics. Call 0557 351 090 or 0575 633 307 or 030 296 0542. WhatsApp us on 0557 351 090 or you can get in touch online on www.theoeconomy.edu.gh. Powered by the Center for Theology and Economics, CTEC.
This Easter, Estate Masters Limited is giving you more reasons to celebrate in our extended Easter promo. Secure your dreamland at Nest Cottage, Chapoli with a massive 15% discount. Or choose Palm Hills, Gomwa Pamfukrom, also at 15% discount. And for lovers of the coast, Coastal Park, Ningo Prampram awaits you at 10% discount. Plus, enjoy free site visits and free documentation because we make land ownership simple. This Easter, don't just celebrate, invest in your future. Estate Masters Limited, your most preferred estate partner.
Looking for the ultimate oil city getaway? Welcome to the Groove Etipon Beach Resort, where luxury meets adventure. Host your meetings and events in our fully equipped conference facility. Relax our sparkling pool, unwind in cozy rooms, satisfy your cravings at our scenic restaurant, and enjoy fun-packed recreational activities and a walk through our charming menus. Whether it's business, pleasure, or pure escape, the Groove is your perfect destination.
Can he tee up someone in red?
Do not say! That's who goes for. I be the real goat. Chairman, what's the real goat?
Who is the goat? Ghana Jollof or Nigerian Jollof?
You are lying! Ghana Jollof!
We are talking about PET. Except be the goat, huh? My guy, him be the goat.
Though our choice of goats may differ in football, music, and jollof, Alomo Bitters always brings us together. Alomo, experience greatness in every moment. Proudly produced by Casapreco PLC. Drink responsibly. Not for sale to persons under 18 years. Not recommended for pregnant women and lactating mothers. Don't drink and drive. This advert is FDA approved.
and foremost, you can.
People compare us to the MPP. MPP, they don't waste their time on too many insults. So, NDC, our mouths like acid. NDC people compare us to the MPP. MPP, they don't waste their time on too many insults. So, NDC, our mouths like acid. NDC people compare us to the MPP. MPP, they don't waste their time on too many insults. So, NDC, our mouths like acid. NDC people compare us to the MPP. MPP, they don't waste their time on too many insults. So, NDC, our mouths like acid. NDC people compare us.
The NDC, they are like. Good evening, welcome to the show. Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to see you on a Thursday. It's been raining. I hope that you have kept away from the rain and the rain has not affected you. Tonight, we have many beautiful things to share with you. For the first time, is it the second time, I'm going to be reading PK Sapon's article on television tonight. And he's talking about the successful return of Ghanaians from South Africa. Was it Tuesday, we had it very hard on the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for completely botching the effort to bring the South African Ghanaians to South Africa home in the manner they did it. We thought it was childish and it was ridiculous. Well, the Foreign Affairs achieved it. Eventually, they brought all the... is it 800 or 600 passengers home? But PK Sapon has an opinion. 300, first 300. So apparently the rest are going to come. I hope those that they've left there are safe, because you take 300 and you leave some and they go and attack them. But anyway, but the fact is they have brought them home. And so we welcome all of them home. We are happy they are home. And at least the Foreign Affairs, after we put heat on them, they have done what they have to do. PK Sapon has a different opinion, and I'll share that with you in a minute. Today has not been a good day for the Attorney General in court. It's been the worst day for the Attorney General and his deputy. Dominic Ayine and Sremsai are crying tonight because they have been completely overcome by the processes at the court. They have been embarrassed in some instances. They have been discouraged in some instances. And in some instances, the chickens have come home to roost. They were beaten badly at the Court of Appeal by a 3-0 decision. Winning counsel is Atachia, who won a 3-0 decision over Sremsai and Dominic Ayine for them refusing to give the prosecution, to give the defense counsel very basic courtesies that are available for every trial. When I say courtesies, I mean legal courtesies. I don't mean greeting. And then you find it when we get on the touch screen. Some things that are basic to a defense counsel. Dominic Ayine said they can't have it. The Court of Appeal says they can have it. Something that was very simple for Dominic Ayine and Sremsai to produce bank accounts. When they were bringing the bank accounts, as we had discussed on this program, they took out some of the pages. The Court of Appeal says they can't do that. So today they've been browbeaten at the Court of Appeal in favor of Kwabena Dubois. We'll get to you the details in a minute. Also, Sremsai followed his crying at the Hanan court. Something happened today at the Hanan case management process. So case management is where the two lawyers, the two sides of lawyers are discussing with the judge what are the issues to be settled in the matter. As you may know, Justice Sremsai withdrew the charges. He's brought in new charges that are lower than the first charges, in spite of his bragging that he was going to have some severe charges. He didn't find any. And today, what happened is so embarrassing. So the new charges have come, witness statements have been filed, and so they go for case management so that the two parties will agree on the issues to be settled. So they'll say, issue to be settled number one, is Hanan a man or a woman? Do we all agree to settle that? Somebody say, we all know he's a man, we don't want to settle that. You take that out. Issue to be settled number two, was Hanan at all material times chief executive of Hanan Buffer Stock? Then both lawyers will say, yes, that's a notorious fact. As they say, it is notorious. We'll take judicial notice of it. We don't need to settle that. Issue number three, did Hanan spend this money on it? Prosecutor say, yes, that matter needs to be answered. Defense say, yes, we can answer that question. So that's issue number one, agreed. So they do that. Then they go to the witness statement. So this is the witness statements by Paul Adomotri in favor of Hanan that will be looked at. So the judge looks at it and then they file that witness statement before the judge. This is not yet court. This is case management. Do you know what happened? I'll tell you on the touch screen. Sremsai is completely embarrassed. Elsewhere, tonight, the Attorney General and the Deputy Attorney General should be resigning elsewhere. They should be resigning to it. But we'll get there. Also tonight, what else do we have for you? We do have the interviews. Gloria Ofori-Boadu is in the studio tonight to tell us a few things about FIDA, the Federation of Female Lawyers. She's the president. They are not happy with something, and they will be in the studio to tell us. And then also the boys from the Adakami, Accra Bleo. In Presec, we call them Accra Adakami. In Ghana, Adakami means inside the box. Inside the box. So the boys from the Adakami will be here. Accra Bleo. They will be here to tell us about the celebration of their school, which is occurring at the weekend. And then, if we have time, in the final analysis, we'll check whether this weekend Arsenal, the British football club, can win another trophy because they won one. They come against PSG, Paris Saint-Germain, which has one of the best players in the world, Ousmane Dembele, and I believe that it will be a big task for Arsenal. Could they win? Maybe they will. At the end of the program, we talk about that. It's now 15 minutes at top of the hour. Let's get to the touchscreen and start the fireworks. It's fireworks here tonight, viewers. Get ready for it. Who is this on my screen? Hey! The Johnson. Can you imagine that? Coach of the Black Stars for the World Cup, Johnson Asiedu Nkatia. He is the coach. Now, I want to ask one question, viewers. I want to ask one question. He says that, maybe do you have the short tape ready, the very short clip, Asiedu Nkatia short clip? Please play that, and then we start with that. Please, viewers, let's listen to Johnson Asiedu Nkatia. Have a listen.
I am the coach of the party going into the election. So let me make the changes that will win us the election. When we win, we all enjoy together. I am the coach of the party going into the election. So let me make the changes that will win us the election. When we win, we all enjoy together. I am the coach of the party going into the election. So let me make the changes that will win us the election. When we win, we all enjoy together. I am the coach of the party going into the election. So let me make the changes that will win us the election. When we win, we all enjoy together.
So Asiedu Nkatia says he's the coach of the team going into the election. Let me make the changes. When we win, we will all enjoy. Viewers, I have one question for him. Please, have you seen a coach who makes changes and puts himself inside the team to go and score the goal as a captain? He says he's a coach. That's understood, and I think he's a great coach. Why do I say he's a great coach? The data shows. If you are a coach of a team that's going into an election, a very difficult election that's always 50-50 in Ghana, and the team can win 57%, then you are a very successful coach and can win 180 seats in parliament. You're a very successful coach. So Asiedu Nkatia was successful as a coach. But now he wants to move in and, viewers, have you seen it before? They are playing football, then Mikel Arteta or Pep Guardiola, they raise the number of the change. They say, Martin Odegaard, number 8, come out. Who is going in? The coach. He's going in to go and play. That's what he's trying to do, and that's why it's going to be very difficult. He wants to be a coach, enjoy the victory, and then in the next match, which is the next election, he wants to field himself. So he has removed Haruna Idrisu and Mubarak Muntaka. He's removed them. He's brought in Kaysel Atuforsen, who is now his biggest competitor and who is most likely going to overtake him because of the backing that Atuforsen is enjoying from the center of the Jubilee House, from the shoulders of John Dramani Mahama. Atuforsen is going to beat Asiedu Nkatia. Take it from me. It's not because he's a better candidate. It's because he has the force of the government with him, and you can't beat that. No one. Only Akufo-Addo did. Only Akufo-Addo did. I don't think Asiedu Nkatia has enough metal, enough gravitas to overcome the decisions, the intentions, and the workings of John Dramani Mahama, the president of Ghana. I don't think he's going to be able to achieve that. But anyway, we wait to see what happens. So he brought in Atuforsen. Now he wants to make another major change. He wants to change the presidential candidate who is going out anyway. So assuming a superstar player, you know that the Brazilians have taken Neymar to the World Cup. We don't want to take it there. I don't know why. But the Brazilians have taken Neymar to the World Cup. And then many years ago, they took Cameroon took Roger Milla. Those who are my generation. These days when I'm talking, I have to be very careful because we have become very old. Those of my generation, if you are between 48 and 45 upwards, You will remember a guy called Roger Miller. He played for Cameroon in the 1990 World Cup. He was a phenomenon. Roger Miller is the reason why African football gained all the attention that they got. So Roger Miller is a captain, is a big player. He's not a captain, he's a big player. So he doesn't play the full 90. He gets out at some point. Now, this is the same situation in this year. John Mahama is a big player, but he can't do the next election. The rules are against him. He has to get out. Now, the coach says that, I know that the captain will leave, because as for captain, he leaves 75 minutes into the 90, 15 minutes to go, the captain leaves. So the captain is going to leave. When the captain leaves, I am going to become the captain. He's going to warm up into the game and become the captain. Oba Johnson, this is going to be very, very difficult, but we wish you well. God be with you. It's going to be so difficult, but you have written many new things in Ghana's political history, so maybe you write this one as well. I still support you, but this one is going to be tight. Ato Forsen is going to win. And, you know, if you keep watching this program for the next half an hour, Lawyer Preku is going to come and join me. We have received more information from the Supreme Court's matter. There's a matter before the Supreme Court where Dr. Nyahota Maklo, Professor Frimpong Boateng, and Dr. Christina Mwakunyama are asking the courts to make a declaration that the delegate system of voting is unconstitutional. The Attorney General has joined that. The NDC has joined that. We're going to explain to you the political gossip behind it, why the NDC joined in the manner in which they joined. And you're going to find out that all that is designed against Johnson Asiedu Nketia. So we'll see. But those, if Johnson Asiedu Nketia has Jesus, he should not be afraid. But as he have Jesus, maybe I can do an altar call with him. Boss, can I do an altar call? Raise your hands and accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and personal Savior. Maybe once you get that, because as Jerry Eze says, how did they say, please? There's no impossible thing God cannot do. What God cannot do does not exist. Thank you. So if he receives Jesus as his Lord and personal Savior, and then he gets into the faith walk, you see, where you can have the evidence of things unseen and the reality of things that you hope for. These are for those of us who are faith people. These are the critical scriptures that we work with. The definition of faith is that you must have evidence of things you can't see, and you must have reality of things that you hope for in Christ. And that way, if he can get into that mode, I know he doesn't do a lot of church, but if he can do that, then maybe he can then tap into is it koinonia? Is Jerry Eze koinonia? Or no, koinonia is Apostle Joshua Selman. Yes. And then you can tap into that, and they say that what God cannot do does not exist. We leave that with Asiedu Nketia for now. Please join the faith, so that what God do cannot exist may apply to you. Otherwise, from the way things are going, if we are using man's analysis to calculate, Ofa Johnson, I'm sorry, you're out. Move on to the next story. Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa. Odadie, I have to say that you have brought the people. You didn't acknowledge the heat that we put on you to get you to do the job, but you did it anyway, and they have come home 300. I hope that those there are not in trouble, but at least what he has done, I mean, somebody could have ignored us, won't do the work and all that. Yeah, he failed the first time, he botched it the first time, now he has delivered it. We have to say it, we can't ignore it. You know, I was very angry with him the first time, but now he has brought the people. I believe that is the heat that we put on him and the heat that everybody puts on him. And so you must all be applauding yourselves. I mean, Ghanaians on social media must be clapping for themselves, because when he failed, the heat that came on him is what has gotten him to deliver them through Ethiopian Airlines. He didn't even know that he needed flight permits and all that. But all that is a matter of history. Now he has brought them. So congratulations to Ablakwa. But PK Sapon has a different view of the matter, a completely different view of the matter. And we are going to take it now. Oh, where is PK Sapon's photograph? Or that's how he likes to be. No, you just have his Facebook something there. All right, so let me read it though. PK Sapon says, I have seen quite a number of folks with their obsequious. Now, okay, one thing about PK Sapon, his language is very good. Very, very, very good. Sometimes I just learn the language by just reading PK Sapon. His language is absolutely crazy. He's so good. Yeah, he writes so well. I have seen quite a number of folks with their obsequious platitudes about Ghanaians having been evacuated from South Africa. We are being invited to pour glowing tributes on President John Dramani Mahama and the Mirror of Lies, Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa, for the efforts to bring home Ghanaians who have become victims of the xenophobia attacks in faraway South Africa. People are essentially greeting this with pomp and pageantry, creating the impression that this is a feat that has never been our lot to experience in recent history. Okay, so he goes to the history. Can you put me on the next page? Yes, thank you. But for your hypocrisy, PK Sapon writes, why should you celebrate Ablakwa for this, but didn't see anything worth celebrating during the previous regime's evacuation efforts? It is no rocket science to enplain Ghanaians who find themselves in South Africa's xenophobia attacks. That I'm proud to be a Ghanaian. Such nonsense, he says. When the deadly coronavirus pandemic hit, it took President Akufo-Addo to save the country and its citizens home and abroad with a series of programs and policies. Even he who saved our lives, what didn't you say against him? You are here today inviting us to shout at the top of our voices about how proud we are as Ghanaians just because Ablakwa has used our taxes to bring home Ghanaians who are under attack in South Africa. For your information, when COVID-19 visited us unannounced, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration officially coordinated evacuation exercise which ran from May 23rd September to 13 September 2020. I remember that, and it was very expensive. I remember because Sarkodie, the musician, I think was one of them. He had been kept in London for such a long time. He was waiting for the Ghana plane to bring him back to Ghana. I remember that. And PK Sapon, you're right about that to remind us. Okay, he goes on. By the time the program was wrapped up, over 9,000 Ghanaians and legal permanent residents had been successfully repatriated to Ghana. The key details of how the operations work include the evacuation flights spanned multiple continents and regions. Stranded nationals were brought back from everywhere. Global research, the Middle East, a massive effort was directed at Lebanon, where government evacuated 2,262 Ghanaians, spending over $1 million on this specific corridor alone due to the vulnerability of many domestic workers stranded over there. Europe and the Americas, the flight routinely pulled citizens from the United Kingdom, the United States, Ukraine, Africa. Regional operations brought back citizens from South Africa, the Gambia, and other neighboring countries. All these were done under the Akufo-Addo administration to bring our people back from those countries and continents. Nobody asked for rounds of applause for the government at the time. Even at that time, the people were scattered across the globe, but they were brought home successfully. You are bringing these people from South Africa, just one country, and you are asking us to sing your praises. We don't celebrate mediocrity. PK Sapon, whispers from the corridors of a thinking place. That sounds like the community of reading men. You remember that? Whispers is from the corridors of a thinking place, and Ekufu says the community of reading men. So, viewers, this is it. You see, I think that just picking up from PK Sapon's argument, I think that Ghanaians, we hold MPP to a higher standard, and it has to be so. No, it has to be so. I'm not complaining. It has to be so, because MPP say that they are the owners of democracy, they are the advocates of democracy, they are the owners of development. In the history of the Ghana's Fourth Republic, the MPP has always done better than the NDC. Anybody can win elections, yes, but in terms of delivering the results, which will always be data that people can refer to, the MPP has done better than the NDC. I don't think NDC can argue about that. Nobody can argue about that. Think of anything that has happened in Ghana as MPP. I don't want to say it. You yourself say it. I won't say it. If I go and say it right now, you say that I'm mentioning Kufuor and Akufo-Addo's things. But give me some to mention from the other side. You will not be able to give me. Give me some. You can't tell me. You tell me road. Everybody build road. You tell me Circle Dubai bridge. Everybody build a bridge. You tell me interchange. Everybody does interchange. You tell me Accra Kumasi Expressway. Everybody is doing Accra Kumasi. You tell me primary health care. That one, I leave it to the bloggers because they call the thing something. The car that came. I leave it to the bloggers. Okay. So, out of those things, you say something novel that has happened to Ghana, you will see that. So the Ghanaians hold MPP to a high standard, which is okay, which is fine. MPP like that because they want to work hard. Because if Ghanaians don't hold MPP to a high standard, why are we being asked to celebrate 300 people coming home when 2,000 came the other day? 2,000! In the heat of COVID, that was not xenophobia though. It was COVID that was killing everybody. And people were afraid. We didn't know where the COVID was going. Akufo-Addo brought in 2,000. And it's okay because we expect Akufo-Addo to do that. He's MPP. We expect that. NDC, we are afraid. We are panicking. So a lot of the praises to Ablakwa is thank God. Now go day. We are thanking God that these people there like we are dead. But that is why you see a foreign minister write a letter and say, I didn't check flights or something. Basic things he didn't check. He didn't know. So the first announcement was botched and then he has to do a second one. Brings 300 people and they are happy at the airport. He's holding microphone. Yeah, welcome back to Ghana. We love you. Akufo-Addo brought 2,000. Nobody said, because we expect Akufo-Addo to do that. Why? Because he's MPP. Why? Because they are better. They are better thinkers. They are better executioners. They are better development agents. They are a better group of people. They know how to govern and give you things. They may make some mistakes. It's normal for people in government to make mistakes. It's normal for human beings to make mistakes. The Bible says all have sinned and fallen short of the glory. So you can make mistakes. But they are better because NDC too will make mistakes. Today, if I'm going to tell you the mistakes that have been made, you cringe. You bite your tongue. They make mistakes. But MPP will make mistakes. NDC will make mistakes. But one person will take you further. By the time MPP have left government, they have left you with something that wasn't there before they came. That's the truth. By the time MPP have left the government, when Akufo-Addo came to the government in 2016, by the time he was leaving, he had created Mineral Investment Fund, which is today Galamsey, Galamsey, which is today funding the gold, Samije Feasting, what's it called? Gold Board. Akufo-Addo created it. It wasn't there. The boss at the MIF, the lady, she's sacking everybody, publishing results that she has made money. Did she have an idea where the thing came from? Were they not in government? They were in government. Was John Mahama not president? He was president. Were they not in government for 8 years? They were there. That 8 years, did they get the brain that they should establish MIF? No. Mineral Investment Fund, did they have the brain to establish it? No, they didn't. They didn't have brain to establish it. It was established by Akufo-Addo. Then they come and then they are using it to do Gold Board and they are saying that we have done well. Yes, they have done well because the Ghanaians voted for them, but they didn't create it. So Akufo-Addo came into government without Mineral Investment Fund. He walked out, he left Ghanaians with it. He didn't take it home. Before Akufo-Addo, was there free SHS? No! Was the NDC not there? Eventually they said they started it after the free SHS came. NDC, we started 2020 campaign. Go and watch the videos. Oh, we started it. We started it. You started what? What did you start? Why didn't you finish? They start, they never finish. They start, they won't finish. So Ghanaians understand that MPP is a better group of people. No problem about that, okay? But elections come and people can get angry with something. Maybe my price of milk is high. Today, I went to buy milk. Today is what? Today is Thursday. I bought milk on Tuesday. 13 cedis here, right here. I was in the office. I wanted coffee. So North Ridge, milk downstairs here. 13 cedis. 2024, 8 cedis. So if there's election today, I say Baumia's milk is 8 cedis. NDC's milk is 12 cedis. Vote for one. This is the kind of preposterous campaign that NDC ran in 2024, deceived all of us, lied to all of us, and we all followed them. Because the Gen Zs had come. They were not voters before, now they are voters. And they were told that during the first Mahama period, milk was 4 cedis. It is now 9 cedis. Which one do you want? Of course, I want 4 cedis. Everyone. So they voted for them. By the same measure, they have done only less than 2 years in government. It's less than 2 years. Milk has catapulted from 8 cedis in Baumia to now 12 cedis under Asiedun Ketia or Ato Forsen or Julius Debra or Jenana or Kofi Bua or Mahama Third Term or add your own. Add. Only one Baumia. Look at the number of names I've mentioned. Baumia's milk is 8 cedis. 12 cedis is today. Who owns the 12 cedis? Maybe Ato Forsen, maybe Asiedun Ketia, maybe Julius Debra, maybe Kofi Bua, maybe a Greek minister, maybe Guzitano. I hear Guzitano is also pretty lazy in his boots to try and run. I hear so. I've been told that. Yeah. So this is what it is. Ghanaians hold MPP to a higher standard, and it should be so. In fact, if I had my way, I'll tell Ghanaians that raise the standard for MPP. Dr. Baumia will meet it. You raise it. Raise it to the high heavens. Dr. Baumia, Kojo Ponkrumah, Alex Makin, Esamam Adwaji, what's his name? Anodompre, they will miss the standard. Kwabene Japan, oh, they will miss the standard. Atacha, they will miss the standard. Raise it higher that whoever becomes president in 2029, raise the bar, Bawumia will meet it. I'm telling you, he will meet it. Today, the bar that Akufo-Addo left, MDC cannot reach it. They can't create anything. Nothing has been created up till now. Nothing. The free SHS, they are collapsing it. Ask parents, they are being asked to pay under PTA dues. They are collapsing it. They are collapsing everything. Is your water flowing? Is your lights on? I don't know. Okay, PK Sapon, thank you very much. End of story. Let's move on to the first important story. Kwabena Edubwai. I'll come to text messages soon. Let's move on. They're going to change it. Okay. Yes. Do you have Kwabena Edubwai? I wanted to start with that one. The Kwabena Edubwai and the Attorney General people. Maybe they will change it. If they don't, I'll go on. So, viewers, something significant has happened there. Okay, I wanted Kwabena and then the lawyers, the Attorney General people. I don't think you have that. Okay, you can create that. Kwabena Edubwai and Atacha and da. Okay. This Atacha and Stremsai, which was the battle at the Court of Appeal. Viewers, something has happened in the criminal jurisprudence of Ghana today that has never happened before. Never happened. I'm not exaggerating. It's never happened before. So in criminal jurisprudence, one of the most important things is that an accused person has, the case against the accused person has the highest standard of proof in criminal jurisprudence. The highest standard of proof is to establish something beyond reasonable doubt. Sometimes when we say this, people ask that. People think that every case is to be established beyond reasonable doubt. No. In criminal processes, the case against the accused person, the standard of establishing it, as far as what the court is looking at, the standard is that you have to establish it beyond any reasonable doubt. That means you have to establish it 100%. If you say Paul Ademochi has done X, you have to establish it 100%. If a doubt is raised, so that your ability to establish it is dropped from 100 to 99%, the accused is free. You have not been able to establish the case against the accused. When you bring an accused person, they are not asking you to establish the case 40%, 50%, 60%. They want you to establish 101%. That is beyond any reasonable doubt. That's how it works. That is the law that we have inherited from Magna Carta, 1216 AD. Magna Carta, which is the Human Rights Bill. The main Magna Carta is in Latin. The main Human Rights Bill is called the Magna Carta. You can Google it. Those people who like to Google, Gen Z people, Google MAGNA, Magna Carta. It's a Bill of Rights. Or you can Google the Bill of Rights. It will come. It was in 1215. Maybe I'm getting 12. Maybe it's 1237. Maybe it's 1220 something. But it's 12 something. Way back at the time Oxford University was established, this principle was established in criminal jurisprudence that where an accused person is being accused, first, the standard of proof should be high. 1215. Yes. It's 1215. Magna Carta, 1215. I read it way back in government, when we were doing government, A-level government. So sorry, I'm old. So when I say A-level, I know people can relate to it. A-level government, Magna Carta. We used to joke with it. Then we have nicknames. Some of the boys, we call them Magna Carta because they would chew the thing the whole night. Viewers, we learned, and we are happy that we did. So Magna Carta is 1215 BC, yeah? And it's established the Bill of Rights. Okay. So in that Bill of Rights, it is guaranteed that an accused person should be allowed to defend himself with everything that he wants to defend himself with. So if an accused person says that the person who knows the matter that I have to tell the court is Mr. Paul Ademochi, he lives in London and he's not able to find money to come, the prosecution system, the court system would have to find money to bring Paul Ademochi down for him to come and say the thing that the accused person says. It is only Paul Ademochi who knows this thing, and it is only him who can give this information to the court. If the court gets this information, they will know that I'm innocent. If that happens, the courts, it is an obligation on the court to organize for the said Paul Ademochi to come from England to come and testify. That is the extent to which the law goes to protect the individual. Okay, they are giving me disclosure. It means that I'm spending too much time on the introduction. I'll move on very quickly. So this is the matter. Atacha comes to court and says that I want a discovery. So there's because of this right that is embedded in Magna Carta, which runs through all criminal jurisprudence. Because of that right, when I say jurisprudence, I mean the body of legal theory that governs criminal prosecution. That's what jurisprudence means. You can Google that as well. Jurisprudence is a Latin word again. Juris means law, prudence means prudence, yeah? Okay. All right. So because of that, the law has granted an application called discovery. Now, the application called discovery can be applied by defense counsel, lawyers for the defense. That application can be applied by them if they feel that the material that they will use to defend themselves, it is in the possession of the accused person or the government. So, for instance, X is being prosecuted, like Kwabena Dubois is being prosecuted. And then they've seized his passport. So his passport is at the CID. And then he says that I need the passport to be able to show you, not even that's not a good example. Kwabena Dubois is being prosecuted, and he says that on this matter, Serem Sai cannot speak about it as Deputy Attorney General because that time he was in America. And then they say, yeah, Deputy Attorney General, you were not here, you were in America, so why are you speaking as if you were here? He says, I was here. They say, no, you were not here, you are lying. Now his passport is with him. It's not with me, it's with him. Now, the process of discovery allows the accused person, the lawyer for the accused person, to apply for discovery and tell the court that compels Serem Sai to bring his own passport to the court that we can ascertain this matter. That's what discovery is about. So discovery recognizes that the accused person may need some material that is in the custody of the prosecution who are more powerful than the accused person. And therefore, the prosecution does not have the power to go and search accused person's house. They don't have the police. The defense does not have the power to search the prosecution's house. The defense does not have police. They don't have immigration. They don't have CID. They don't have airports. They don't have anything. They just have themselves and the law. So the rule of discovery is that where the defense counsel, so emasculated by their role as defense and their hands are cut off, that's what I mean by emasculated, they can apply to the court and tell the court that this material, it is in the hands of the prosecution. They should bring it. Because the prosecution will now be asked to bring something from within their fold that will be used to challenge their own case. So they may be resistant in doing so. So the legal system brings about the rule of discovery, that counsel can apply for discovery that this person should bring it so that we'll use against him. With that background, let's look at the meaning of discovery, and I'll show you what has happened in the Court of Appeal today. Black's Law Dictionary's 4th edition says discovery means the disclosure by a party of facts, titles, documents, or other things which are in his exclusive knowledge or possession and which are necessary to the party seeking the discovery as part of a course or action pending or to be brought in another court or as evidence of his right or title in such proceedings. It's written for lawyers, so don't worry about the repetition and the punctuations that are made to settle everything. So that's discovery. The learned counsel for Kwabena Dubois, Atachia, was shocked to the bone and marrow when he found out that a bank statement, and you know this Kwabena Dubois thing is about banks, a bank statement has been brought to the court by prosecutor Serem Sai. He brought a bank statement to the court. When he brought the bank statement, about 70 pages of the bank statement had been taken out. And he brings bank statement of only page 2 to the court. And then Atachia says, but I've not seen some of this before. What is the meaning of this? Where is the rest of the bank statement? Because we need the rest of the bank statement to make our case that whatever allegation you are making is unfounded. So long as you can produce the entire bank statement, we will show the court. Serem Sai says, I can't give you the entire. How do you bring a bank statement from Advantage company, Kwabena Dubois' company? You publish their banks. You know that he's the owner. He also has a bank statement. But you publish the bank statement in the court, and you publish only small and leave the rest. I mean, viewers, how callous can people be? How wicked? You want to by force jail the guy, and you think you have the courts. By force, they want to jail him. Because viewers, how do you explain this thing? And that's why it was useful for an application to go for this trial to be shown on television. As for this Kwabena Dubois trial, it pains me that it's not on TV. It should have been on TV for everybody to see the disgrace and the embarrassment that is happening to our local jurisprudence. It should have been on TV for everybody to see. How do you say that an accused person cannot be entitled to a bank statement, the full bank statement, but you only want to bring 2 pages? Atta was beside himself with anger. The judge said Atta can go on with the case. He doesn't need those bank statements. That's the judge's opinion. Atta was outraged. He filed to the Court of Appeal. This is a high court trial. He goes to the Court of Appeal where 3 judges are looking at it. And again, that's how the jurisprudence is being set up. 1 judge at the High Court, 3 judges at the Court of Appeal. So if you don't like what a High Court judge has said, there will be 3 other senior colleagues of his to look at it for you. And if they look at it and they agree with him, then you know that you are getting out. If they look at it and they disagree with him, the Supreme Court is still available. But the Court of Appeal is 3 judges all the time, 3 judges. So it may be all 3 saying the same thing, or 2 versus 1. A 2-1 or a 3-0 signifies a victory for the applicant who's gone to the Court of Appeal. Now let's see what the Court of Appeal said. Take off the Black's Law Dictionary. Let's get to the matter. It's coming. Okay. So what happened today at the Court of Appeal? Thank you very much, producer. Okay, so the present appeal was occasioned by happenings at the High Court. The defense team for Kwabena Dubois, his wife Angela J. Boateng, and Advantage Solutions Limited filed an application requesting additional disclosures from the prosecution. Specifically, they asked for the missing pages of Advantage Solutions Limited UMB bank account statement, clarification on whether the 49.1 million in question was solely for cyber defense procurement, and access to broader national security operation records, especially accounts. So you see it here. They asked for the missing pages of the Advantage Solution UMB accounts. Now, how does an attorney general go to court and present missing pages? He has it all. He doesn't bring it to the court. You are asked bring it. He says, I won't bring it. Because he's aware that when he brings these things, his allegations will collapse. He's aware. He's clearly aware. So he doesn't want to do it. Anyway, you have to always give faith to the Ghanaian judiciary, and they have saved the democracy. We said it in our book. We have a whole chapter on how the judiciary has saved this country's democracy. The Court of Appeal, once again, has risen to the occasion. Let's see what they said. At that time, the High Court, presided over by Justice John Eugene Nyante Nyandu, dismissed most of these requests. The defense appealed this ruling, arguing that the refusal to disclose requested documents undermines their constitutional right to a fair trial. The Court of Appeal ordered the prosecution to provide. So this is what the Court of Appeal said. The Court of Appeal today has ordered the prosecution to provide pages 2 to 89 of the Advantage Solutions UMB bank account statements, which had been omitted. Thank you very much, Court of Appeal. Thank you. Because how else are we? Where does this happen in the world? Where? In the Anglo-American jurisprudence, where does this happen? Where does it happen? It doesn't happen anywhere. Only Dominic Ayini and Sremsai. I don't know whether they don't belong to the Anglo-American jurisprudence, whether they belong to civil law countries. Even in civil law countries, that doesn't happen. Where do they? I don't know whether they get it from satellites, from the moon. Where do they get their jurisprudence from? Dominic Ayini taught me he has great jurisprudence as far as I'm concerned. I don't know whether Sremsai is influencing him another way or the other way. I don't understand it. How can an attorney general of all people, the government lawyer, the minister for justice, that's why I said, should we start calling the minister for injustice? The minister for justice comes to court and says that you cannot have, he brings bank statement that he has omitted. He should be the one arresting people who do that. But they brought bank statement they've omitted, and the judge agreed with them. Today, the Court of Appeal by 3-0, all 3 judges said, hey, go and bring the bank statement today. What are you talking about? This is it. The Court of Appeal ordered the prosecution to provide pages 2 to 89 of Advantage Solutions Limited UMB account statement, which has been omitted. The court also directed the immediate past National Security Coordinator to disclose whether the 49.1 million was intended exclusively for cyber defense procurement. These disclosures were considered directly relevant to the charges and necessary for the defense to mount a fair case. Thank you, Court of Appeal. Thank you. When this case started, Kwabena Dubois' lawyers told the prosecution that at the end of the day, Kwabena Dubois was taking instructions from the National Security Coordinator. The account you are talking about is not Kwabena Duboah's account. It is the coordinator's account. Chairman, the old coordinator who passed, operated it. The next coordinator, I won't mention his name. I don't want to mention his name. He's a national security man. The next coordinator has been operating it. He's alive. Why don't you ask him? Oh, prosecution say, no, we don't want to know. We don't want to know. We won't ask the national security anything. We are taking you to court. We are putting you inside. We will jail you and you will see. Next time when we ask you to do plea bargain, you will do it. Something like that. So today the court said, the Court of Appeal is baffled. You have a national security. You are trying somebody. He says that everything I did, my boss knows about it. My boss is the national security coordinator. His documents have been inherited by your national security coordinator. If you won't call my boss, you call your Razak. The Razak, what have you inherited on the cyber equipment that was supposed to have come from Israel for 49.1? That one too, they won't ask Razak. They won't ask anybody. Prosecution, they are prosecuting. We come to prosecution. You bring bank statements. You have omitted. I can't believe it. Prosecution has taken the page 1, then page 2. That's all. Then they are saying that, but this bank statement, I know it. It has 89 pages. Why have you omitted the rest? They say, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, Sremsai. Why? What are you people doing? You are turning the judicial thing upside down. What are you people doing? You are embarrassing John Mahama. You are just embarrassing him. He's a good man. You are embarrassing the president, Attorney General people. You are disgracing the president. And you are disgracing the beautiful office you have inherited. You are disgracing it. Disgrace. Godfrey Dami, I was there when they said Ato Forson should come and file statement. Dami said, no, take it to him in parliament. I was shocked. I was looking at him. I said, Ejiba, why? He said, but he's a minority leader. At that time, I was a minority leader. He's a member of parliament. You know where he is. Why are you asking him to come in? Take that thing to him for him to sign. Go to him. You go to him. You sign it and send it to the court and we move on. Bail. He said, Ato Forson, self-recognizance bail. That's what Godfrey Dami said. That Ato Forson can have a self-recognizance. He doesn't need to come and file bail bond. No. Akufo-Addo will not even be happy with me. He's a member of parliament. We know him. He's not going to run away anywhere. Give him self-recognizance bail. But that is how you process criminal trials. Because criminal trials are not emotional. You don't have to be angry with Kwabena Duboah when you are prosecuting him criminally. You are just doing your work. You don't hate him. So just do your work. But some people do the work as if they hate somebody. And they have been given government power. The worst thing is to use government power against somebody in the form of hatred and things. It's so bad. It's just too bad. But they do it all the time, isn't it? They do it. So this is what has happened. This is what has happened. The court said, that national security person, Atta asked for something else. Atta said to the court that they should bring us all the national security operational account records. They should bring it out. And when they bring it out, you will see that the maneuverings of Kwabena Duboah are clear national security processes. You will see it. He told them that. You see it. They said they don't want it. So Atta said, okay, Judge, I want from 1992. You know what the Court of Appeal said, Atta? We can't give you from 1992. Name the particular security accounts that you think is relevant to this Kwabena Duboah case. We will order them to bring it. So Atta wasn't happy with that. I was telling him that, but that's okay. Atta said, no, but they have to produce it. I said, no, but the court is right. If you say they should bring 1992 to 96, it's too long. So ask them for the specific one. And so I think Kwabena Duboah's lawyers are working on that, and they are going to be asking them for the specific one very, very soon. So, yes, let me take some text messages and I'll come to the Hanan story because they are indicating to me that I need the makeup artist to come and see me. I'll be right back, viewers. Let me get to them. Let me start with Anzuba. Anzuba, what are people saying so far?
Coming from Nana Baden, he says, at this point, the coach looks ready to step onto the pitch himself because the players aren't performing. Ibrahim Andani says, hi Paul, greetings to you and your vital team. Honorable Nketia is laying a good foundation for our great party, the NPP, in the region. My greetings go out to Honorable Titus Glover, our incoming national organizer. Al Hassan says, Paul, your program is always educative. Keep it up. We always support the truth. And Kofi Miki says, Paul is a gem. Abdul Rauf says, he didn't just say it in Tamale South. He said that in front of a chief who is Haruna's biological elder brother. And now Usu says, sorry, let's skip this one. Justice Opoku says, my brother, in fact, I pray that Almighty God will continue to bless you and guide you and give you long life and increase your wisdom. Paul Adom Otri. Mohammed says, Paul, don't trust Ato. I will not be surprised that when the NDC opened their nomination to Ato, he would rather give his support to Asiedu Nketia instead of contesting. Ato can't convince anyone to vote for him. And lastly, coming from Kwabena, he says, Paul, it seems you've forgotten your football history, and that there was once a player coach for Chelsea. Okay, over to you here.
Thank you so much, Anziba. This is coming from Theophilus Obin. He says, good evening, Apostle Paul. Your in-depth analysis of issues is top-notch. You make complex issues easy for the ordinary Ghanaian to understand. May the Almighty God continue to bless you for shaping the course of our democracy. Coming from Alex Tufo, he says, it is a disgrace that the High Court judge, who to me is working in the interest of the government, jailed Edubuahin. And Winnie Albert says, Paul is giving me lectures for free. Charlie, there's still hope for journalism. With some of you still in service, more grease to your elbows. Kofi Ewusi Mensah says, great job, Paul. You are the best guy for this job. Thank you very much, and over to you, Paul.
Okay, let's see if we have a few more messages. Alex Tufo is
After the woman,
to the High Court judge, who to me is working in the interest of the government, to jail Edubuahin. And Nana Yao Kumidanso is saying that the press conference AG. Okay. And lastly, coming from Papa, he says NDC and matters are arising. Honorable Sami Ablakwa, good evening. Okay, Paul. That'll be it. Over to you.
Yeah. I have a text message here that I need to look at. Somebody has sent me a text message. I'll read it after we deal with the Stremside issues. Now, Hanan, the former Buffer Stock CEO, you know that they sued him. Dominic Aini, who has stopped doing the press conferences, we have been asking him to come and do press conference. He's been running away. He has running away, nobody tornado. He's running away, nobody tornado. Dominic Aini running away, nobody tornado. Bring press conference, Dominic Aini, come and do press conference, nobody tornado. He's running away. This man used to do press conference every Friday. Felix Ofosukwati will say, tomorrow, government accountability series, Attorney General. Today, I'm challenging him, he should come in. If you hear that he's doing press, please call me, I'll go. I still have my press card, I'll go. I'll ask him questions. In fact, when they see me, I'm sure there'll be problem, there'll be chaos there. The 1957 will have to film it and show that when Paul Adumoche arrived at Attorney General's press conference, the NDC full soldier said they won't allow him to sit down. You are going to see that. Because how can he come and do press conference today? We told him that this press conference is anti-legal. It's anti the office, the very honorable, distinguished office of the Attorney General. It's anti. Today, Dominic Aini has done something that has never happened. Our first Attorney General was called Swansea. Was Godfrey Bean. Godfrey Bean was our first Attorney General. Nkrumah brought him from Ireland. Do you know how Godfrey Bean became Attorney General? Ghana advertised in the Economist magazine that we are looking for a sharp lawyer. He's an Irishman. He applied and Nkrumah said, great, I'll take him. That's high standard. So Godfrey Bean came. We don't like Godfrey Bean because of the way he prosecuted Ria Koto. But after you grow and you learn, you see that his prosecution of Ria Koto was not because he hated Dankwa. He was limited in his appreciation of a system that was not a British parliamentary system. That's really what happened to Bean. He didn't understand. He couldn't appreciate a system that was not the British parliamentary system. But mind you, this is 1960s. America were doing their thing. Britain was doing their thing. It wasn't like today. So when Dankwa was trying to explain to him that, Mr. Bain, you have misunderstood our system, because simple explanations, I'm not going to spend too much time on that. Even though it's one of my pet subjects, the Dankwa and Bain argument in Ria Koto is one of my pets. In fact, I can recite that argument to you if you wake me up at 2 a.m. in the morning. Dankwa was arguing that here's an attorney general who does not understand the role of a written constitution. That's really the argument Dankwa was making. Bain did not understand written constitution. So his view was that Parliament has passed the law, PDA. How can you come and challenge it in court? Because in the British Parliament, the British political system, they have what they call parliamentary supremacy. The supremacy is with Parliament and the decisions that Parliament make. We don't have that. America doesn't have that. We have the supremacy of the Constitution. So if you open your Constitution today, you can Google it. The first line you see, this Constitution shall be the fundamental law of the land. It shall be more powerful than any other law. So Parliament may pass a law, but if the law that Parliament passes is observed to be in contradiction with the Constitution, then to the extent of the contradiction, Parliament's law will be made null and void by the Supreme Court. By the Supreme Court. So that's the argument that divided them. So in the beginning, you think that Bain was funny, but really he was a British Irish trained lawyer who only understood British political system, parliamentary supremacy. All that is a matter of history. We now have Ghana and it's good. Hanan comes and they hold press conference again. Press conference. Dominic Ayini, press conference. Press conference. We have had Godfrey Bain. We've had Kwao Swansea. We had Victor Owusu in the coup era. That's before Buzia. We had Victor Owusu again during the coup era. At some point, we had NYB Adade. We had Ian Moore. We had Joe Randolph. We had Obed Asamoah. We had Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Salutes to him as always. We had after him after him Papa Owusu Nkrumah, wasn't it? Ayikwe Otu, Joe Gatti, Betty Mould Idrisu, Martin Amidu, of course. And then we had Marietta Brew, Apia Opong, Gloria Ekufu, Godfrey Diebo Adame. We have not had any attorney general, not one, who is going to prosecute and come and do a press conference and say somebody is a thief. Hanan has watches. Hanan's bag. Attorney general who talks like a gossip. That's what it is. He talks like a gossip. Attorney general, government lawyer. You speak like a gossip. You come and say Hanan's wife has bags. Are you a journalist? We are the gossips. We are, you see, journalists are whistleblowers. We are not supposed to prove anything. We are just whistleblowers. So if you take the Daily Mail of England and they've written something, it's whistleblowing. We just want the lawyers to go and look at, we are whistleblowers. Sometimes we are right, sometimes we are wrong. But the law allows us to do that because that's an important part of journalism. It's called the fourth estate. Because there are three estates, executive, legislature, and judiciary. They are the estates grounded. But in 1635, in the British Parliament, when they sat in Versailles, the fourth estate emerged. That's a bit of history, ignore that. But if you learn history, you will know it. That's when the term, the fourth estate, was coined. And the one who did it said that this is the fourth estate, but they are the most powerful of them all. So the fourth estate is allowed to speculate. But Attorney General cannot gossip before a press conference and say that Hanan has watch, Kwabena Dubois has houses. What is the meaning of that? Attorney General and Minister for Justice of Ghana, coming from such a rich tradition of all the names I've mentioned, including NDC people, Obed Asamoah, rich tradition, Betty Mould Idrisu, rich tradition, Martin Amidu, rich tradition, Dominic Ayini, gossip. Why? Why does he need to do that? Will he not be Attorney General if he doesn't do that? He will be Attorney General if he doesn't do that. He will still be Attorney General. Does he need to gossip to cement his role as Attorney General? He doesn't need to. But this is what Dominic Ayini was embarking upon in all of 2025. We are in May. We are going to June. We haven't seen one. In 1 year, he did 1,000 press conferences. In 6 months, he's done 0. He has not even appeared publicly. His last public appearance was to go and sit on Bolare's program and say that he's not the one who said Ora will produce $21 billion. It's Ablakwa who said it. That was Dominic Ayini's last public appearance. He went to sit on Bolare and said that, they said, so $21 billion from Ora, how are we going to get? I didn't say that $21 billion. It's something that Ablakwa is the one who said it. When Ablakwa said you were not standing there, you didn't know, you are now finding out. So viewers, you see, the politics, we all have to calm down. We are all politicians. We have to calm down. Election victory is not the end of the story. And NDC is finding that out. That election victory is not the end of the story. Today, Ralph goes to Kumasi and he's talking about rubbish. Today, Musa Dankwa has a publication that says that 78% of NDC foot soldiers are disappointed. 78% of NDC foot soldiers are disappointed that they didn't get jobs. Musa Dankwa, their own man. I didn't say it. Political maybe didn't say it. My lady friend, the MPP lady in Sunyane, oh, that's a young woman. I really like her. The name will come. He's friends with political mavis. I actually interviewed her here. They're a very, very hardworking woman. She didn't say she's very MPP. She didn't say it. So that is what we are all finding out. Politics, it will come and go. Let us be humble and do the work that the people of Ghana have asked us to do. Attorney General, they have not asked you to gossip. They have asked you to retrieve monies if their monies have been stolen. All of that. They have not asked you to gossip. So bring back Hanan. Let me finish it. So they said Hanan has stolen everything. After 1 year of prosecuting Hanan, they come back and say they found out that the charges that were preferred against Hanan, they were not good charges. So they are going to change it and bring new charges for Hanan. Srem Sai was bragging in an interview that we showed here that, oh, the charges will come, he will see. It took a while. 5, 6 days, 10 days, they brought the charges. When they brought the charges, it was embarrassing because they had not changed anything. Nothing. In fact, they had reduced it. The amount of money that they were looking for from Hanan has now been reduced. So much so that the court, minded of this situation, also reduced the bail bond that they had given to Hanan. They had 5 accused persons. They came back with 2 accused persons. This is the bravado, the empty bravado of Justice Srem Sai, the Deputy Attorney General, the empty bravado. Empty bravado. Empty. Somebody sends me a text, I'll read it. He talks about Srem Sai's history and why he's having the problems he's having. So today, another disgrace for the Attorney General's office. They go to case management processes. Godfrey Dame completely flattened Srem Sai at the case management. When I say flattened, I'm not exaggerating. Completely flattened. So case management has come up. You bring witness statement. Witness statement to support the new charges against Hanan. In the case management, viewers, you will be shocked at what I'm going to say. Shocker. The witness statements that they brought were not signed. Srem Sai, Attorney General, you prepare witness statements. You take it to case management. Godfrey Dame says, my lord, look at the thing. It's not signed though. From the time Ghana was made, from the time John Mensah Saba set up Aborigines, 1874, Saba was a lawyer. It has never happened. In 5,000 years, only Srem Sai, since David built Jerusalem, 5,000 years, only Justice Srem Sai is an attorney general who takes a witness statement into court and it is not signed. Only him. 5,000 years. Take 10 million lawyers in the world. Everybody will be shocked. This is the attorney generalship that we have. I feel sorry for John Dramani Mahama. I like John Mahama. People who know me know that. I feel sorry for him. As a president, how are you going to deal with this? President of Ghana, you are doing your work, then they call you and say, Mr. President, I'm reading something online. Your attorney general, he didn't sign witness, he didn't ensure that the witness has signed the statement before he took it to court. Oh, but Mr. President, what's happening? President Mohammed's initial instinct will be that it's not true. It's not, he'll put the phone down that, it's not true, it's not true. It is very true. It is so true. Wholly true. Nothing but the truth. Srem Sai, he says Akufo-Addo gave him PhD. He pretends he's forgotten, but that one he deserves it, so it's okay. When I said Akufo-Addo paid for his PhD, he got his scholarship. When the scholarship came, I was there. The people said that this guy is an NDC lecturer. He was teaching at Gimpap. Students used to like him quite a bit. And they say he's an NDC lecturer. Akufo-Addo says, so what? You people will like that too. Akufo-Addo gave the people problem. The hawks in NPP, Akufo-Addo gave them problem. Sometimes they hiss back at him and say, Nanado, you see? When we're telling you this NDC people, you see? Akufo-Addo said that he's an NDC, so what? Is he qualified for it? Kingsley Agyemang. Is Srem Sai qualified? He's qualified. So give it to him. Then the boys, I don't want to mention their name, they say, hey, Nanado, this guy is an NDC. Akufo-Addo said, doesn't matter. That's how he became Dr. Srem Sai. But he deserves it. No problem. Let's forget about that. How do you, PhD doctor, holder, you bring witness statements that are not signed? This is a total disgrace, an endless disgrace that we should try and banish it from our records. I'm even embarrassed saying it because it will go on social media. The record will be there. One day I travel, somebody will see me. I go to this. In fact, I have one conference coming up very soon. I go to the conference and they will say, hey, Ghana, I saw your video. You were saying that I think that didn't sign, but why? What's wrong with your people? They don't sign witness statements. And I have done the video and they're asking me and I'm Ghanaian, what will I do? What will I do? But as it is, I have to do the work. This is what has happened though. So the Hanan matter is on hold. It's on full hold. The judge was so angry that I said, hey, get out of here and go and sign the thing and bring it. What are you talking about? Go, wake up and go. So everybody took their bag. You see that thing that when you are leaving, your head is so heavy. Charlie, the same time I was holding his red bag, he was going slowly like that. The people call me, Paulus, where are you? Today I was a bit tired because I went to eat fancy kenke at East Legon. So they thought that I was in the office here. But a friend of mine had invited me to this on fancy kenke in East Legon. It's near the slushy thing. Okay, I want to show you where it is. So I went to eat fancy kenke and stew. It's very nice. You know, and tomatoes. It was beautiful. I ate fancy kenke, nice stew. So I was eating the fancy cake when they called me because I didn't think there would be any problem. Today is case management. I thought they would go and then when they finish, they'll call me and say, when to case management has been filed. So the date of trial is this so that I go to the court. I like Hanan, so I want to listen. So I didn't think they would call me today. And after I was in the Court of Appeal, I was following that. So I had a reporter there, so that was okay. Now, I didn't have a reporter at the Hanan because I didn't think it was anything. Charlie, me, I'm blowing my fancy kenke and still, no, I get called. Paulus, where you there? I said, why? What's the matter? He said, no, where you there? Where you there? I said, are they East Legon? I said, oh, what did they do for East Legon? I said, oh, Sally, something small. He said, oh, Paulus. I said, why? He said, the way Sam say head make heavy. You for come. I said, what has happened? I put the kenke down. Tell me what has happened. They told me I was quiet. I thought they would tell me and I'll be excited. I was dumbfounded. Justice Remsai, Deputy Attorney General, you file a witness statement. Behind every successful man, there's a woman. I leave it here. 21 minutes to the top of the hour at 11 o'clock. Gloria Ofori-Boadu is the president of FIDA, the Federation of...
Godly hour.
Sorry.
You owe me a lot.
But FIDA has been concerned about a court decision and other things. Can you tell us about it?
Well, it's something that should not be only FIDA's concern. It should be all of us, you know. We should concern all of us. Because here's our family structure. Where in Ghana, I'll say only about 19% of marriages in Ghana are registered. So a lot of marriages are contracted and broken without any documentation. But this is a case where a certain gentleman and his wife have come into the news because they went to court and the judge indicated at the High Court that the lady is very pretty, so she should accept any, form of divorce, send-off. We don't know what calculation was used, but she should accept any send-off, and then she should accept 5,000 cedis maintenance for her 3 children. And then she's very beautiful. She shouldn't worry. She can always find another husband. So what made us panic was that, are these the grounds for property distribution when it comes to spouses and dissolution of marriage? No, that is not, because our constitution, which provides for jointly acquired property to be distributed equitably upon divorce, looks at all, the different scenarios. The Supreme Court looks at the scenario of who, contributed to the property in terms of finance or in terms of cash or in kind, who gave support, who supervised the property, who spent time taking care of the family, the children, sacrificing. All these have to come in when it comes to property distribution of jointly acquired property upon dissolution of marriage. So we are upset because the respondent, that's the gentleman, is known in society to have a lot of, philanthropic efforts. He holds his birthday parties lavishly, gives out goods, gives out gifts which are very expensive in the form of gold. He's even renowned to own a private jet. And why should there be a dissolution of marriage and then the wife is asked to take heart because she'll get married again and she's beautiful? So these are some of the matters that we are concerned about. Now, we are concerned about this, so we petition the Chief Justice to have a look at the matter, because it's from the High Court and the Supreme Court. It's an appellate court, and then he also has supervisory jurisdiction over the courts. We haven't heard from the Chief Justice yet, but we also went to Parliament and we petitioned the Speaker of Parliament and humbly requested that this legislation based on Article 22 of our Constitution has been in the pipeline forever. So if there are any hindrances or any blocks or any lack of consensus, FIDA Ghana, as lawyers, are prepared, we are family lawyers, to have a look at the legislation and assist Parliament to come up with a consensus and pass this legislation so that in this 9th Parliament, we can confidently say that the 9th Parliament finally passed the property rights of spouses legislation, which governs all, marriages and dissolution of marriages and property distribution. Because at the end of the day, children tend to be very affected when marriages go bad. And if there's no specific legislation to guide the distribution of property, children may end up being homeless, may end up lacking some form of parental support, which can adversely affect their education, their health care, their feeding, their clothing, all that the children require, and it can also affect their destiny.
So what are you expecting the Chief Justice to do?
The Supreme Court has come up with some guidelines, when it comes to property distribution among spouses. We have a recent case, Sapon versus Sapon, where they outlined some of the considerations that a court should have a look at when it comes to determining property rights of spouses upon dissolution of marriage. And then we also have the Supreme Court in some polygamous relationships. In Ghana, there are 3 forms of marriage. There's marriage under the ordinance, which is monogamous. Then there's customary marriage, which is potentially polygamous. So you find that we also have the Muslim marriage, which is, maximum 4 wives. But then you find people registering with Aisha too. It was a marriage contracted between 2 Muslims, but it was registered under the customary marriage and divorce law, 1985. And the court looked at the matter of jointly acquired property and also said that even though there are 2 other wives in the marriage, when it comes to, property acquired during the marriage, they should take into consideration other forms of contribution. And if one wife is found to have contributed massively towards property jointly acquired during marriage, or to have had her own property, she's entitled to that, and then a percentage of what she got through marriage. And some of the eminent justices were of the view that even if it's polygamous, you don't have to look at the number of wives or the number of children. The court can still take a decision. There was another case, I think it's Pukwa. It's also based on polygamous marriage. And then there have been some other cases. There was Mensah and Mensah. That's the second Mensah, where the court found, due to the circumstances, that the wife had actually worked and, created those properties of which the spouse was claiming some form of equitable ownership. And so the court looked at it and, based on the circumstances, awarded a 50-50 distribution of those properties. So the Supreme Court has, from time immemorial, come up with certain decisions. But we are saying that, hardly 19.2% of our marriages are not even are registered. So over 80% of marriages are not. The Greater Accra has more marriages registered than somewhere like the Northern region, where only 2% of marriages are registered. Most of these cases will never get to the Supreme Court to be determined by the eminent justices. But they happen every day. The cocoa farmer and his wife who grow the cocoa, and then when it comes to maybe the 5th or 6th year, she's thrown out of the farm with no compensation. All these affect our community, our society, the development of our children, who are the future generation. So it's very important that Parliament, in this 9th Parliament of our, our eminent democracy, puts this up, and we are all prepared to help, together with other stakeholders, to have this legislation passed. And then we also humbly call on the Chief Justice to look at our petition from FIDA Ghana and give us the necessary response based on his powers.
Very, very good. Okay, so we will wait to hear what the Chief Justice said. But is FIDA filing an application, like an appeal or something like that? Are you going to do that?
No. The parties in the case have lawyers.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, they have lawyers who have been with them from time immemorial. So we are not filing the appeal, but the lawyers are working on it. We can only advise and we can only petition when necessary.
That's a very good work by FIDA. It's laudable. FIDA has always been there to protect family values, and I think that you are doing an excellent work. How many years have you been with FIDA now? You need a national award. You've done so well, Gloria, for you.
It's interesting. I used to be the full-time executive director of FIDA in 1999 to 2003. That was a full-time job. But since, so that was it, 4 years there. But since last year, March 2025, I've been elected as the president of the board of FIDA.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
okay.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. That's good. And your former colleague is now the deputy chief of staff.
Yes. Yes. And we are very proud of it.
You've done an excellent job. Let's see what viewers have been saying about the show so far as we move on. Ekuya, what are people saying?
Thank you so much, Paul. This is coming from Wages Ose. He says, until Dominic Aini became Attorney General, he had a good reputation, but it looks as if he wants to throw that reputation away just to satisfy his party. This is why he is bending the rules to jail Edubuahin at all costs. The whole thing looks like a movie scripted to nail Edubuahin. Albert Anawini says, Paul, please come to Tempani constituency for a guinea fowl as a token of appreciation for the great work you do in keeping Ghanaians informed and updated. I honestly do not know how to thank you enough. Better still, you can ask Joseph Penka to pick it up for you anytime he's around. Thank you once again for all you do for us. And somebody says the person you are trying to look for is called Barry Kisu. Lastly, coming from Apia Kusi, he says, where is Anas when Ghana needs a watchdog to hold NDC accountable? Over to you, Anzeba.
Thank you very much, Ikia. Coming from Hassan Ibn Suleiman, he says, Haruna Idrisu is the deal. Theophilus Obing says, good evening, Apostle Paul. Your in-depth analysis on issues is top-notch. You make complex issues become easy. To the ordinary Ghanaian, may the Almighty God continue to bless you for shaping the cause of our democracy. J.B. Dankwa says, Dominic and Sremsai must resign or be reshuffled immediately. Albert says, Paul is giving me law lectures for free. Charlie, there's still hope in journalism with some of you still in the service. More grease to your elbows. Alex Tufo said it's really a disgrace to the High Court judge, who to me is working in the interest of the government to jail Edu Boahin. JB Danko again says Godfrey Dami is a gem. Apia Kusi says Ghanaians are not used to democratic principles and rule of law. Steve says Paul is excellent. Apia Kusi says where's Anas when Ghana needs a watchdog to hold the NDC accountable? Al Hassan Mohammed says how can you file a witness's statement without a signature? And lastly, coming from George Darko, he says so because this guy has a private jet and just because of that, the lady deserves more. 5K monthly for the children is also not enough. How much is the woman adding? The children are not even hers. It looks like everything is about properties. We are tired of this drama. Okay, that'll be it. Over to you, Paul.
Okay, so let's see the text messages that I have received. Samuel Brian Boabeng, NPP communicator, says, the hardliners within the NDC never seem to change. This has been their pattern for as long as I can remember. They targeted several appointees of President Kufuor and some members of the NPP, only to end up disgraced in court. The Edu Boahin and Hanan issues have clearly transcended the worst from petty politics. It has been personalized and even sensualized. Some people in government, emboldened by political power, think they can weaponize state authority to settle personal scores with individuals they believe dated or snatched their girlfriends. Hey, please, I don't know anything about this. Shameless cowards. Brian Boabeng is saying, oh, I don't know. Brian, I don't know this one, but it's okay. I've read it. People have heard it. So those who know, you can send me more information. All right. Mr. George from Koli Klote says, he's a good friend of mine. He's an uncle of mine. He says the whole family is just glued to the program. Why? Thank you very much. Thank you very much, George. He's in Asylum Down. He's a good friend of mine. Okay. There's another one that was about Sremside that I'm trying to get. Oh, somebody says my shirt is nice. Thank you very much. All right. This is it. It says that the main reason why Sremsai is suffering is that he has no experience in prosecution himself. He did not conduct any major trial, whether criminal or civil, before being appointed. With the deficiency, one would have thought that he would have relied on the experienced prosecutors at the Attorney General's office. However, he's not. He is relying on Yoko prosecutors and lawyers who are misleading himself on the merits of the cases like Hanan and Kwabena Edu Boahin. He knows if he was to rely on the experienced hands at the Attorney General's office, they will not subscribe to the by force prosecution of cases like Hanan. So, even in the office, he is using people like Fafa. Who is that? So, if you are not watching, somebody is watching. As they say Fafa. He's using people like Fafa and other lawyers in the civil division to prosecute instead of the director for public prosecutions. That's a message for Sremsai. People know what's happening, and my viewers, they are very interested, so they always send me these things. So they say he's using Fafa and some other people to prosecute. I'm not sure how that is working. Okay. Another person says, great show tonight. Good evening from Elmina. And he says his name is Ogash. Ogash. Elmina, who ya? Elmina, hot then. What's so me ya? Beba ho fitu afashe ne ba beba Elmina ai ne nyina ya sepe yen ho ne agye enyiwa. Anyway, let's get onto the touch screen and we are going Lawapreku is already there, so you know that when he comes in we are discussing Supreme Court. Accra Academy is in the studio. The Adakami Ese Kwam Videri. That's what they say. Ese Kwam Videri. Accra Academy, they'll be coming very soon. Now though, I move on to the touch screen to join Lawapreku and then we can deal with it. Give us some 10 more minutes, and viewers, give us 10 more minutes. We'll be out of here. And then you can go to bed ahead of tomorrow. Professor Frimpong Boateng, Nyahota Maklo, Christina Makunrama versus the Attorney General Electoral Commission and Ghanaians. Okay, so what do we know?
Yeah, so as of now, we know that the National Democratic Congress has filed what we call a statement of case. In the statement of case, they detail their arguments and their arguments in support, they have actually associated themselves with the position of the plaintiffs, the three plaintiffs, which means that they agree with what the three plaintiffs are saying.
They agree with the request that the plaintiffs are making upon the Supreme Court.
Yes, so they
the
agree.
Attorney General has also agreed with.
Yes, so the National Democratic Congress is agreeing that the delegate system contravenes the Constitution, or is in contradiction to the Constitution.
The NDC?
The NDC as a party in and of itself.
What did I say? Don't get it.
No, no, statements of cases from a lawyer is from a chamber, so but it's from sorry at law. But not that you're sorry himself. One of the
sorry, I not prepared it.
That is so. Counsel.
This is serious. Okay. So what else?
And so they make their argument on two main grounds. The premise is on two main grounds. Firstly, that the Supreme Court has jurisdiction to interfere with the internal electoral processes of an association, in this instance, a political party. And secondly, as we discussed earlier, that the Electoral College system contravenes the 1992 Constitution on the basis that ceding your power to a group of people to make the decision for and on your behalf is, contravenes electoral culture or democratic principles. And so those are the two main bases for which they associate themselves. On the first ground, which is the fact that
Has Christianity always been one of the
difference? Because Article 1 and Article 2, the combined effect of these two provisions, gives the Supreme Court the power to make a declaration that any act engaged in by any other person or groups of persons may contravene the Constitution, and therefore the Supreme Court has the power to intervene and interfere with such process.
NDC suggesting that they have never known that the practice that they have engaged in by electing J.J. Rawlings, Professor Mills, John Dramani Mahama twice on the Electoral College system is unconstitutional. They are now finding out.
Well, the thing with law is that law is an organism, and so the position of the law at a certain point in time may change as time goes on. Maybe you go forward, you realize that, oh, this thing we are doing, we shouldn't continue to do it like this, and you change. And a very good example is the Justice Abdullahi case concerning the voting of a presiding member, the deputy members of parliament, where the Supreme Court, speaking through Justice Kolendi, held that any act or any instance where the deputy speaker of parliament, who is a member of parliament, presides, that member of parliament should be given the opportunity to still vote. However, previously, the standing orders of parliament said that any member presiding shall not vote. And so it's on an as and when basis.
Parliament itself did not file that case against itself. It was somebody who challenged it, and then so Parliament responded to what the court said.
Maybe they've now got an
awakening. But now the NDC have been doing that. So the NDC can simply come and announce that we have found out that what we are doing is unconstitutional, and so we are changing it. They are not doing that. They are supporting the case in court.
Yes.
That's curious. But okay, so the Supreme Court now has 3 documents in front of it, all saying the same thing.
Yes, associated. Wow. Government through the Attorney General, the National Democratic Congress, and then the plaintiffs. So government through the Attorney General has associated with the plaintiffs, and then the National Democratic Congress has also associated themselves with what the plaintiffs are saying. So the Supreme
Court don't have another opinion to compare with? Is it not closed? Can another person?
Oh no, you can. When I say I mean the New Patriotic Party, obviously.
Has not yet filed.
I don't. They
may not.
Well, they have a right not to, because under law, a defendant is not compelled to respond. He can decide to. It happened. The election petition 2021, they didn't call, they didn't open their case, they didn't just drafted closing address. And they can decide not to and ask the court to make a determination solely based on the merits of the case.
We still don't know.
Either that, or we can have someone, not yet. Either that, or we can have someone come in and then.
Let's go to the political implications of this. Do you have the political access level?
Yeah, that will be in another folder.
Okay. Okay. So let's get it.
The other folder it has NDC. It has the folder is called NDC.
Okay, but you have something more to say on what we know as far as the case is concerned, or we can go to the political.
We can go to the political implications. Okay, the rest will be, if we are able to go through on that tangent, it will largely based on what we discussed earlier on Tuesday.
Same thing we said. Okay,
more or less the issue of democracy, and things like that. The NDC folder.
They'll get the folder for us very soon, viewers. Just a minute, it will come. Academy in the studio. Why are you going to pass them through? Pass them from the back. You should see them. They are wearing a cracker shirts. Ese Convideri. Akraka Beleo. Okay, Mikael, are you the one putting this together? You should take out some of these things, this Accra stuff. Okay, so here is Johnson Asiedu Nketia, Kaysel Atuforsen, Julius Deborah. Do you have the VIP?
Yeah, we have. Also another folder.
Oh, okay. All right. So let's hold it here.
Okay.
Now, the next 2.5 minutes, we are going to discuss who will benefit the most if the Supreme Court goes on and goes ahead to say that the delegate system of voting is unconstitutional. Currently, the NDC is in a crunch race. Normally, the crunch race would have been towards the national chairmanship and all of that, because that's the season we are in. The presidential candidate election is going to happen in 2027, maybe end of it.
Yes.
But the people who are being elected today, the branch executives, the regional executives, branch is the same as polling station. So polling station executives, regional executives, and the national executives, they will form the main vehicle through which the other election will be conducted. So what we are going to discuss now is there's an electoral college of the NDC which runs about 100 and something thousand people.
That's so.
So Johnson Asiedu Nketia is chairman of the party today.
Yes.
He's been a general secretary for many years, over 10 years, general secretary, now chairman. So he's been working in the NDC National Executive for a long time. So Johnson Asiedu Nketia has complete control of the album today.
Yes.
When I say the album, I mean the electoral college.
Yes.
He knows them. They've elected him twice.
Voters register.
Yes, he got them to elect John Mahama twice in 2018 and in 2022 to become the flag bearer of the party. He really knows
You remember
it.
there were some issues with Kwabena Dufo.
Yes.
Kwabena Dufo raised with the voters.
Yes, that's one.
The album. I
That
don't know if
the
you remember.
album is against him.
Yes.
And that he doesn't have the people. You want to say something? Okay, the album is against him and he doesn't have the people. That album is controlled by Johnson Asiedu Nketia. The only other person who may have some control over the album is Fifi Kwete, because he's general secretary. Now, if the Supreme Court were to bring this rule in, they are shifting the NDC album, and same with MPP. MPP have done theirs already. So they are shifting the NDC album of 115,000 to potentially 4 million people.
That is the number of persons who are able and who are willing and able to acquire.
Yes.
Whether it's a party card or identification to vote.
So you have Kaysel Atuforsen here, Asiedu Nketia, Julius Deborah, Professor Jenano Poko-Agyemang, and Dr. Joshua Alabi, all of them running. Now, the Supreme Court says open up. So the other thing we need to recognize is that John Mahama got what, 5 point something million votes, 6 point something million
votes, yes.
6.2, I think.
Yes.
So the 6.2 million people who voted for John Mahama, potentially only about 7 to 8% of them are registered NDC members.
Yeah.
So now, if the Supreme Court ruling comes this way, it allows people to register and be in good standing. I think the NDC party will decide on the mechanism that you must be registered 6 months to the election or something like that. So once the Supreme Court ruling is out, the floodgates are going to be opened. Candidates are now going to perhaps, as they do in America, campaign to people and register them. So Joshua Alabi can go and hold a forum at UPSA with the youth and say that I'm running on the NDC ticket. These are the things I want to do. If you believe in me and you want to vote for me, please register to be an NDC member so that you can vote for me. And in one day, in America, they calculate in one day, he's going to get 10,000 people registering. And you register at his center. So the media just have to go to the Alabi Center and see how many people have registered. So Barack Obama was thought very early by the media that he has a potential threat because one day he registered 2 million people to vote for the Democratic Party. The points we were making the other day, these same people can also go and register for MPP.
For someone else, yeah.
We'll get there later on. Now, it suggests to me that this process is against Johnson Asiedu Nketia. Because what it does is that it moves the control over the electorate, the electoral college, away from his hands, opens it up. And the most important person is going to be the Electoral Commission.
Jean Mensa.
Because Jean Mensa, as the Electoral Commission, is going to lead the process of registering these people. So they are going to register people in the 5 northern regions, Ashanti region, Bono Afro region, Bono East, Western North, Western, all over the place. And come to the conclusion that total number of NDC people registered in good standing. The NDC party will tell Jean Mensa what good standing means. So total number of people registered in good standing is 4.6 million. Out goes Johnson Asiedu Nketia because he doesn't have control over that 4.2 million. And that 4.2 million, many of them have registered because they have been campaigned to. He also has the power to go and campaign. But when you see the NDC party supporting an application that has been filed against them, you get the sense that the center is dictating to the party what to do more than the chairman of the party. So they are going to have people registered, and on voting day, as he competes with Atufosi and Julius Debra and Jenana and Professor Alabi, they are going to come and say that of the 2 million people registered for the NDC in the 5 northern regions, 800,000 voted for Atufosi. There's nothing you can do about that. So, and it's a short time. Asedu Ketia has had many years to control this album. This 100 and something thousand people.
Now you've taken it out of his hands and given it to the
and it's gone to the Electoral Commission. And it's going to be a national campaign. That's why in America you see the primaries campaign look like a national campaign.
It's very big.
It's going to be a national campaign. And I believe that this was designed to just oust Asedu Ketia and all of those Methuselahs in the political parties who have this real control over processes because they've been there that long.
So it seems you really agree with, or you really side with Professor Frimpong Boateng in this.
Not quite. I'm just analyzing the implications of the Supreme Court ruling in their favor. And I'm also quite concerned about the NDC supporting it. And I am sure that Asedu Ketia does not support it. He's a chairman of the NDC. How did the NDC file a process that he's not aware of? I believe he's not aware, but I know that he's not.
Because if you've worked so hard to have control over a group of people,
you will not,
why will you cede that power easily?
And that is his trump card. And the thank you tours are about all that. It's about cementing his relationship with the party people and that group of people. That's why when he goes on his thank you tour, he doesn't meet everybody. He meets those people. He meets branch executives, regional executives. Those are the people. That's what his whole thank you tour is about. So this has been created by clever people who don't like Asedu Ketia, who are going to nail it against him. It's going to get very dangerous because you cannot also underestimate Asedu Ketia's authority in the NDC. So there are those people who are associated with political parties only on voting day. They go and vote for them. And then they follow the media and then they vote for them. You can get some of those people to register for NDC and vote for Atufosi. But when it comes to the campaign of 2028, you will still need Asedu Ketia to rack up the foot soldiers. Those people who are talking, the middle class who are talking, they'll be in their offices watching social media and
they won't come out and do that.
They don't go to knock on people's doors and say, come out. That group who will knock on people's doors, the 150,000, are those that Asedu Ketia controls. If Asedu Ketia gets angry that this is against him and he pulls those people out, the NDC campaign is going to be mishmash. And that's going to be very interesting. I don't know what's going to happen.
So
but clearly,
you see why my position is that let those in the belly of the party make that decision.
I agree with your position, but it's political. You see,
markets.
Yes, it's political. It's political to the extent that somebody is making a decision that
yes,
this will undermine Asedu Ketia's strength. So let's go for it.
But you see, the problem with that is there's always a tomorrow. There's always a tomorrow.
You can come back and bite
you. It will come back and bite you.
But the tomorrow is what Asedu Ketia is experiencing today. You know why? There were deep throats in the NDC, like Joshua Alabi, who felt that the John Mahama one term was a problem. Asedu Ketia stood against them. It is now beginning to emerge that Asedu may have done so because he was thinking about himself. He knew that he wanted to come and replace John Mahama when the tenure is out. If John Mahama is doing 2 terms, he's going to be 72 by the time the next election is coming. That was the same age at which we elected Akufo-Addo. He believes that it will be difficult to market somebody who was older than Akufo-Addo. And 72 perhaps is going to be the benchmark.
But Akufo-Addo, even though he was 72, he really didn't look, he was quite agile for his age.
That's why Asedu Ketia walks fast. When you see him walking, he's walking very fast. Akufo-Addo is even 80 today. And I bet you Akufo-Addo can come on the ballot and campaign. And people will vote for him. In spite of his being 80. Because you look at him and you see that he's a very strong man. His brain is working. So Asedu Ketia knows that his opponents can use that age thing against him. So he wants a 4-year, 1-term president who he can replace. And the chickens have come home to roost against him. So he vowed for John Mahama. I know that he campaigned for John Mahama in 2012. When Mills died, there were a lot of deep throats in NDC who felt that we should go to Congress. And the Fanti Confederacy at the time were 50-50. But Spio Gabra was the darling of the Mills people, Koko Anido Ho and Co. They felt that John Mahama had not been on very good terms with them. And so they were going to take John Mahama out if there was a Congress. And at that time, they knew the party better than John Mahama did. Anyway. So Asedu Ketia it was, who stood firm and said, no. This guy is vice president. He's so loved by the youth. How are you going to change him? We have to put him in. He's the one who was deputy to Mills. Let's go with him and run. And they did, and they won it. when John Mahama came into position after 2016, people felt that this guy has done one term. You bring him in, he's going to do only one term. That might hurt the NDC medium term. It was Asiedu again who stood firm that no way, he's the most marketed person in our party. We will take him and he will win. Forget about the 2016 PR. It's politics. It's a win. It blows. Look at COVID. Akufo-Addo and his people are out. So Asiedu Nketia did these things. It's now beginning to emerge that he did it for himself. So himself is the himself is this time. This is the time now that he can enter. And now the same John Mahama that he created, bolstered, supported, is the one who thinks that Asiedu Nketia may not be good for Ghana. And John Mahama's thinking is genuine. I mean, John Mahama has not said anything. We are all speculating, but we know that the speculation is right.
Asiedu Nketia? It's a fine man.
No, I mean, it's not that fine. John Mahama has been president twice. He knows who should be president of Ghana.
The demands of the office.
The demands of the office. Akufo-Addo knows the demands of the
but
office.
what he speaks English.
It's not English. I don't know what John Mahama knows. But you know, if you look at Akufo-Addo, also, he used to laugh at Asiedu Nketia quite a bit. You know, so Asiedu Nketia is effective. Really effective.
He's a very good organizer.
But the people who have been president before feel that they know what the presidency entails. I don't know. So it is obvious John Mahama feels that Asiedu Nketia may not be good for Ghana as a president. And so he's thinking Ato Forson, Julius Debra, Professor Jenan Opoku, somebody else.
Alabi.
And if I were Asiedu Nketia, I'll be pained because I've fought for you. I've stood for you. So this is really the case. And now they are going out of Jubilee House and they are going to the court. And
to do it.
I presume they will get it done. But let's see. Let's watch this space and see what happens. If Asiedu Nketia can find a lot of money, if he has a donor who can give him 200 million, he can set up right now and take his case to the youth and tell them to register and elect him as the NDC leader. We'll see what happens. But for us,
he's a fine. His coats, the way he wears his suits and coats, like it's nice.
And he walks very fast. It's time to go over to Accra Academy, who are with us here. They are celebrating their 150.
No, Accra is 150. Is it 95th? 150.
Oh,
150 is Wesley Girls. I think.
95 and 150 is not that far.
Well.
Let's have the anthem. Let's have the anthem. Please mobilize and give us the anthem. Who's going to start it?
Academy of Pride, the school of no regret. In her our little minds worship to serve our nation great. O Lord, to thee we dedicate Accra Academy. Esekwa we say blow Accra.
So we have the studio introductions. Let's start with you.
My name is Kwame Boafoye Uku. I'm a member of the Anniversary Planning Committee.
Kwame Boafoye, year group?
18.
18?
Yes.
2018?
Yes.
Okay, next.
My name is Richard Abe Jr. I'm also a member of the Planning Committee and 2000 XP.
Oh, you're a school prefect?
Yeah.
Year 2000?
Yes.
26 years ago?
Yes.
Fantastic. Okay, do we have more introductions? Yeah.
Ali Abdul Majid, 2020 badge.
2020 badge. And?
I'm Abdul Rashid Ibrahim, 2020 badge.
Okay, so SP, tell us, what is up for this celebration?
Well, the thing is that the Academy is 95. In the next 5 years, it's going to be a centenary.
Yeah.
And that makes the occasion very different as well. Because every 5 years, we try to go back to our roots, which is Jamestown.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Accra
That's where the school started?
Yeah, of course. I mean, my young men were under 30, of course. I mean, so Accra was never spoon-fed. I mean, we were not supported
Young
by...
men started it with their resources?
Yes, with their own resources. Okay. And these were 4 men, and it's not like the mission...
Is Konwa one of those men?
Is what?
Konwa,
yeah, KJ Konwa, and that's the assembly hall. It's named after him.
Yes,
and all
I know
that.
that.
So when it began from there, of course, I mean, for me, that's what we resonate with, because these are entrepreneurs, people who started the school.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have the missions and all that to support us. It took us years before, I think in 1958 somewhere, but before government intervention comes in and all that. So we are celebrating 95 by going back to our roots and also saying that it's a year of, or let me say, team on a legacy, pride and achievement. And that's what Accra Academy is.
So when did it move from Jamestown to the present location?
1961.
Oh, I see.
So the story
must have been there.
Yes. So the story is that so when the school started in 1931, rented premises, Ellen House, and then these 4 young men, all gunmen under 30, oldest being 29, they managed the school very well. Yeah. So somewhere in 1950, the government gets interested. The school has produced a number of illustrious alumni, some of them members of the CPP, such as Akweje, the there were a number of them. The CPP General Secretary at the time, at the very first time CPP, there was a general election in this country, 1951. The General Secretary of the CPP was H.H. Kofi Crab, a number of Akraka people within prominent in society. So the government gets interested, loud calls. And then 1961, around that same period of time, Nkrumah's Minister of Education is an old boy, Dona Hammond, was an Akraka old boy. The Vice Principal, J. Hamando, goes to Nkrumah, goes to Dona Hammond, is able to lobby Dona Hammond. And then in 1961, the CPP government offers us a plot of land off the Bubuashi Wood where we are currently located. And that's how far we moved from Jamestown, to Bubuashi in 1961.
Wow, that's a great story. That's a story that has been celebrated. It's a real Ghanaian story. That's Ambassador Paul Botte. Yes, he talks about it. Of course, he talks about it quite a bit.
So that's
Issa Jabin, special prosecutor.
So
you have
that's a current Supreme Court judge, Samuel Adebo-Esiedu.
That's something. But you have Peter Alajete.
Yes.
But you have most of the speakers.
This NYB Adade, you mentioned him.
Adade was a crack. I didn't know that. So former Attorney General, the Supreme Court judge.
Yeah, so we've produced 4 Attorney Generals. Yeah. I don't know as many schools who have done that. 4 Attorney Generals. The first Attorney General, Mills Odwe, then from Mills Odwe, then NYB Adade, then Gustav Krantian, who was Attorney General in the NLC SMC area, then Betty Mood, who was currently
Betty Mood.
Yeah, Betty Mood is a cracker.
I don't understand.
At the point in time,
there were girls there.
Yeah, there were girls.
Oh, like we said. I know Alex Mould is a crack academy though. Yes. Betty Moore's brother, Alex Mould, who was at JNPC.
Yeah.
Is that Ian Moore you have there?
No, this is Azu Crab.
Oh, this is Azu Crab. This is Azu Crab, the speaker.
Yes. No, Azu Crab was Chief Justice.
Okay. So Olenu was a speaker. I think he's a crack academy too.
No, Olenu was not a crack academy. Olenu was a different school. But something unique about this DFNN.
Yes.
But let's go back to Azu Crab and let me tell you something.
Yes, he's back.
Because Azu Crab was Chief Justice. Azu Crab handed over to another cracker person.
In the person of
Fred Apollo.
Oh, Fred Apollo is a cracker academy?
Yes. And that was the first time a school was doing back-to-back Chief Justices.
I can't believe that.
Yes. And that was a cracker academy. Back-to-back.
Yeah. No, I think Adisadel have done back-to-back Chief Justices.
We did it before them.
You did it before them, for sure.
Adisadel did it in 1990. We did it in somewhere like 1970.
Yes, I agree.
We've always begun.
If you go, as you saw DFNN?
Yeah, the DFNN. Let's go back to the photographs, please. So they'll put up Azu Crab again, and then
this Ikewa Champon. So Elizabeth O'Henry wrote an article. Not so famous men, but great men. And the reason why we have Ikewa Champon, I told your producer to put this image up about that. Not so famous, but great men. That's the title of Elizabeth O'Henry's article. Now, in the field of medicine, this man you see here was president of the West African College of Surgeons. And there are two societies in terms of postgraduate training of medical doctors. There's the West African College of Surgeons and the West African College of Physicians. Accra Academy is the only school in Ghana to have produced presidents of both medical societies.
Oh, I see.
Yes, West African College of Surgeons and West African College of Physicians.
Nice record, so you don't say it.
So yes,
no, you see that's why it's bleu. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, it's everything on the quiet, so we don't rush. We've known that schools have claimed presidency and head of, but we have the head of state, and we just been on the quiet and be very simple and all that. They always say bleu.
We go back to constitutional development in this country.
Correct.
We have had First Republic, Second Republic, Third Republic, Fourth Republic. The Second Republic, the business committee of the Second Republic, that was the business committee chairperson was an Accra boy. But if you check the Third Republic and the Fourth Republic, the assemblies, there was a constitutive assembly and there was
they wrote the constitution.
The constitution. The chairman of both assemblies in the Third Republic, Visa Crab chaired that process. He's an Accra boy.
Visa Crab, the judge, the one who passed at 90 something.
Yes, yes. The Third Republic, he chaired the process for the Third Republic
Constitutive Assembly. Yeah.
He was an Accra person, so that ushered in the Third Republic.
Okay.
Then in the Fourth Republic, the action in the Fourth Republic, the person who chaired that process, the assembly, was DFNN, also an Accra person.
Yes.
So in terms of the constitutional development of Ghana, in terms of how we had our third.
But I think you had the speaker back to back.
Yes, back to back, and that was
DFNN
the first time
to Peter Ajete.
Yes, first time.
Yeah.
So back to back, Chief Justice, back-to-back Speaker of Parliament, Accra Academy.
Yeah, interesting.
Yes.
And then you had Doa Jao.
Yes, you have Doa Jao
as a speaker, also of Accra Academy.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Oh, that's interesting.
And I think if you even think about the development of body politics in Ghana, take the New Patriotic Party, which is a very dominant political party in Ghana currently. For its very first 4 chairmen, 3 of them are Accra persons.
Let's go through it.
So we take away the first chairman.
Odoi Sykes.
Odoi Sykes, Accra 48. Then from Odoi Sykes, so before Odoi Sykes, there was Peter Lajete. So Peter first. So Dawicha was first chairman. From Dawicha had then Peter. Peter was an Accra. Then Peter hands over to Odoi Sykes, Accra. Odoi Sykes hands over to Haruna Iseku, Accra. First,
Iseku is Accra.
Yeah, Iseku is Accra. So for the very first 4 chairmen of the New Patriotic Party, 3 of them were Accra persons.
Well, that's impressive.
And then if you take even the NDC, let's go to the NDC's founding. The very first functional executive committee of the NDC, there were 2 members, I think, within the founding vice chairman, Harry Soya. Harry Soya is Accra Academy, whose daughter is now currently special.
Valerie, yeah.
Yes. I think to go back, we can even talk about let's go to the Third Republic in terms of that. You look at the Third Republic. At the time the Third Republic was being dissolved, there were 3 parties within the Parliament of the Third Republic. There was the UNC, the parliamentary leader of the UNC was Peter Lajete. The parliamentary leader of the PFP, that was Victor Wusu's party, was Odoi Sykes.
Both of them are Accra.
Both of them are Accra. So for the opposition parties, the 2 opposition parties in the Third Republic, both of them were Accra Academy. And I think nobody writes history in this country as much as Accra Academy does.
Yes. I agree with you. Political history.
Perhaps we've not told our story very well.
Yeah.
And that is why this 95th anniversary is a beginning point for us to tell our story better.
Yeah.
We believe that this is the time. We are counting down to 100. And as we are counting down to 100, we want to make this anniversary very special. And that is why we've gone out all the way out, and that we are here today. We are on the media space.
Yeah.
And we want to make this anniversary special.
That's really interesting. So what's happening? What's the program for Saturday to you?
And also it's 29, which is, no, it's Friday, it's tomorrow.
Oh, it's tomorrow, okay.
Yeah, and it's going to be at 5 p.m. So we are having Right Honorable Ajawa was also coming in as chairperson. And
chairman
of the Council of State. And then we are having the Minister as well, Minister of Education, of course, Honorable Haruna as well, also coming in. And then we're having Bampo, right? Of course, we're having the deputy, she was coming in. Now, what we are doing tomorrow is that we're unveiling the logo. It's one of the best logos that you ever see anyway. We're unveiling the
anniversary logo.
Yeah, anniversary logo. And then also we're going to talk about the programs we're going to have, like we said, the floating Jamestown. We're also trying to build a whole staff bungalow for our staff and all that. So it's open to the corporate. If people are actually interested, even probably want to be sponsored, it's about 50 million project. And that's what we are doing for the
So when is the big event for the 95th?
Yeah, so the program is not just, I mean, it's running through to about a year. I mean, of course, up to about August. We're going to have the speech and prize giving day. Then we're going to get into the main Blewa Association where we're having alumni gathering and all that. And then we're also having a section where we're going to go back to the school and then talk to them as well. We got career guidance, which is very important because, of course, people actually come out and think that they are just focused on maybe one thing and they don't know the way forward and all that. These are things we want to also talk to the students about. And so that's the main program. And it's the team, like I said, is on Pride. And when we talk of Pride, Accra Academy, like we said, is the first private secondary school that was established by Ghanaians. And we've kept the Pride, of course. We're still an A grade, of course. We've never gone down. It's not like some other schools who have begun and maybe later on you realize that they are not able to keep up and all that. So that's our pride. And again,
I
our
don't think there's any school that will take up that tag that they couldn't continue their excellent work.
And a key is on our purpose as well, because the school gave us a training. You see, Accra Academy is like a spirit. Let me be honest with you. There's a certain training that you come from, you learn from. I'm an entrepreneur, and I can tell you it's because of Accra Academy. You know, we were taught that, I mean, honesty is the best policy, and that's the basic one we did. That you were trying to say, of course, we don't mention the things. We are not Accra Academy Secondary School. We want to make it clear. We are Accra Academy.
That's it.
So we don't like this secondary school.
We're not Accra Academy Senior High.
No, senior high. We've never. There's only an academy, and we don't have branches. It's not like
who has branches.
No, I don't know that yet. You can determine. We don't know. Of course, you can check the history and see. In terms of extensions, Kumasi, Accra. No. This is Accra Academy.
A school in Accra has a branch in Kumasi.
Well, there are very names of same.
You can say that. Prempeh College is Presec in Ashanti region. You can say that. That's okay. Is that what you mean?
No, that's not what we are saying. Haven't you heard of other schools having the same name in another region, in Teshi, in Umwa, in other places? Yeah, no, we don't know that. We are just saying. And we also, you see, there's also a Latin inscription, a mantra that we use. It non-scholars said vita decimus. We learn for school and not for life. So, I mean, we learn not for school. No, we learn not for school, but for life. So generally, we are not just in the school to do academics and all that. We leave and make sure that we are able to
make a name. We didn't talk about Samoa Jan.
Yes.
That's the modern day Accra Academy.
What Cup is coming?
Yes. So modern day Accra Academy, you can say Samoa Jan and KC Ajabe and who else? Other people.
Current Supreme Court judges.
They're there.
They're there.
Yeah. And then
banking CEOs. I think currently we have a number of our old boys being banking CEOs. Look around the banking space. We very much dominate that space.
Yeah.
And that's very important. But also, since you mentioned Samoa Jan and World Cup is coming, I think there's this man who's not celebrated enough. And probably as World Cup is coming, the World Cup is coming, I think you could make a story about him or Mr. Ohene Jan. I think his story has not been
Ohene Jan is Accra Academy.
Ohene Jan is Accra Academy.
The famous GFA president of Nkrumah's era.
Yes.
The one after whom the Accra Stadium was named, then they changed it.
Yes.
Okay.
I think I was sporting the history. Our sporting history of this country cannot be told without Ohene Jan. And after moving towards the World Cup, I think it's very important that we touch on his contributions to Ghanaian football. But away from that, even in terms of athletics, the Ghana Athletic Association was formed in 1944. At the time of its formation, there was one individual who played a very key role in the Athletic Association. His name was Alote Kunia. He died early, so most of the time his name is very forgotten. But Mr. Alote Kunia actually led Ghana to its first participation in the Commonwealth Games and also in the Olympics. And this was all pre-independence era. And I feel like it's high time we give Mr. Alote Kunia, who is not only an old boy of Accra Academy, but also a former headmaster.
Yeah.
Yes, he was a former headmaster of the school. And he led Ghana to his first participation in the Commonwealth and Olympic Games. And it's in a record.
And in monarchy, of course. I mean, you know of Osagie Fukutunku, one of the heaviest.
Oh, he was an academician.
Oyima Reku and Pim and all the national chiefs.
Was Accra Academy.
Yes, Accra Academy.
But I see, that's interesting.
You see, the point that, like you said,
also do have a Nana Safwa-Jay, who was chief executive of GNPC.
Yes.
So Accra Academy.
Yes, so we produced
in fact, you have had GNPC back to back.
Yes.
Nana Safwa-Jay and Alex Mould.
Yes.
That's both Accra Academy.
Back to back. So we are the school back to back.
I accept that.
So we are waiting for schools and other schools to produce
back to back. Yes.
And produce multiple like us.
Yeah, I agree.
Somebody just celebrating right now.
That's a challenge you have.
Somebody just saying that Professor Dr. Robert Kofi is a global neurosurgeon or something.
But
you have Professor Kwaku Pom.
Yes.
Yes. Ophthalmology.
Yeah. But let's go back to the history of University of Ghana. You know, when we had this in France, Accra Academy and other schools, at that point, we didn't have a university. So at the point in time University of Ghana was being established, the first teaching staff of the University of Ghana, there were like 4 first people. Out of them, the Ghanaian among them attended Accra Academy. The very first staff, his name is Frank Gibbs Toto. And it's written about in this book, there's a history book about the University of Ghana. The very first Ghanaian to be a teaching staff of the university was an Accra Academy old boy. And when you go to the University of Ghana, it's very earliest.
Oh, that's him on the screen.
Yes, that's
Frank Toto.
Yeah, Frank Toto. He was the first Ghanaian to be a teaching staff at the University of Ghana at its formation in 1948. And when you go to the University of Ghana, its departments, its earliest departments were led by Accra Academy, who was the first Ghanaians to do the department. For example, think about the English department, where Keith and Anu led it. You can think of the statistics department, which was another Accra person by S.I.K. Odum. You can think about, there are several departments, several of them. Yeah. And these departments were pioneered by Accra Old Boys. So currently, yes, we have a number of other schools having their alumni heading this department. But let's remember, the contributions of that's why Accra Cats 95 is something worth celebrating.
Yeah,
because it paved the way for other schools to be
come in. Accra Cats 95.
So we're inviting everybody. I mean,
very worth celebrating.
And Paul, we'll have to do a little jama for you before we leave. So
why not? We're ready. Okay, let's fly. That's
maybe you can, because they'll lead us.
Yeah, please. Let's do. I love jama like something.
Accra, no tension, but however you want to go, because they can lead. The young ones know how to go around it. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
I want somebody. I want
some of them.
I want somebody to shout me Bleu. I want somebody. I want somebody.
One man.
Somebody to shout me 95.
95. 95.
That's good. I get my mother that he will see me no more. If I die, I die in Belewu. Every academician is fighting for his life.
Give my life to
that she will see me no more. If I die, I die in Belewu. Every academician is fighting for his life. Hey mama. Let me bright the school of no regret. A little minds worship to set our nation great. Oh Lord, to thee we dedicate Accra Academy. Except while we dare, we say and blow Accra. Hey!
Okay, conclusion. I have some messages. Who is Richard Abbey? So somebody says Richard Abbey is a very good friend of Ablakwa. He was in Legon Hall 2006. He contested for SRC Legon but lost. Tell him he lost to a per-second. Okay.
I was the main campaign manager for him as well.
Former Deputy Chief of Staff wants me to remind you that Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo was a teacher of English at Accra Academy. Akufo-Addo likes that when you write his CV and you don't add it, he will get angry with you. That you should add that he was an English teacher at Accra Academy. Another person says, I should tell you that you missed this one. Dr. Kobna Richardson, first black managing director of Pioneer Tobacco, Accra Academy. And he later became the board chairman of NIB and Merchant Bank. Also, Ambassador R.O. Solomon is Accra Academy. Bolare is Accra Academy, and of course Randy Abbey, of course, Accra Academy, and Nana Ekoko Sapon, which is passed.
Yeah, just to put on record, in fact, it was not Kujeto that I was competing against. I was a Kujeto's campaign manager in NUCS, in National Union of Ghana, so I was his main strategist.
Yeah, but the SRC.
But the SRC was Akora Achimota, which was a lawyer. Why is Lom Malija? I mean, Lom is a friend. So
he ran SRC against Ablakwa in 2006.
No. So Ablakwa didn't try SRC. Ablakwa tried NUCS for the first time.
But that was the NUCS that was Electoral College. You know, NUCS before was the whole university.
Yeah, it was a whole university thing. I mean, that's what Ablakwa
like that. It wasn't the Electoral College.
No, it wasn't the Electoral. So he had tried the first time.
NUCS and Legon.
Yes. Not NUCS and Legon per se. It was NUCS as in bringing Legon and all other universities together.
That's what I'm calling the Electoral College.
Okay,
I'm just old. Okay. In our time,
yeah, of course.
NUCS is for tech this year.
Okay.
So
they will move on to
So they elect the SRC president and they do another election for NUCS. Next year, NUCS moves to Legon. So Legon will have two elections, SRC and NUCS.
No, this
next year it goes to Kivas. Then they decided in the Ablakwa era, because I was still working with the NUCS people, that we should now bring SRC groups from everywhere, meet at one place and do the election.
In the professional institutions.
Yes,
and
everybody, and then do the election.
So Sami had always gone for looks. For the first time he went, he lost, and went for the second one.
Okay.
And then he won against.
In our time, it wasn't possible to go for a second one.
Yeah, because he had done...
The election is for level 300 people.
Oh, yes.
So by the time you lose and there's another election in level 400, you can't compete.
Yes.
So you do it only once.
Yeah, he had the opportunity to have gone, I think, in 200 or something, get to 10, and then went back again.
I see.
So just for the record, it was not a second that I lost.
Okay, gentlemen, I'll leave it here. I'll be there tomorrow evening to support you. That's a beautiful conversation with Accra Academy. Esekwan Videri, we're out. Good night.
Yewra Johnson Esedin Ketia, Honorable.
My line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, who be here, Semetra Sapapadia to Amame Manfo, Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is several buying, and maniswing, Nesansu Mama Hoto so a will beg you.
Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kel Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Looking for comfort, convenience, and class all in one place? Welcome to Stay Easy Apartments on Conference Center, where modern living meets exceptional service. Whether you're staying for business or leisure, Stay Easy offers you a home away from home. Spacious and well-furnished apartments, pool, gym, and everything you need to relax and feel at ease. Planning a meeting, workshop, or special event? Our event ground and state-of-the-art conference center is designed to host your events and bring your vision to life. From corporate gatherings to private functions, we provide the perfect space, supported by modern equipment and a professional team ready to assist you. At Stay Easy, your comfort and success are our priority. Book your stay or reserve your space today. Call us at 020-739-1473 or 0244-226367. Stay Easy Apartments and Conference Center. Stay easy with us.
Can he tee up someone in red?
Too much, sir! That's who goal is for. I be the real goat, Sam.
Who is the goat? Ghana Jollof or Nigeria Jollof?
You are lying. Ghana Jollof.